Oh god. These all are gonna try to catch up now. Oh god, why is it always... It's already level 4. Holy shit, thank you guys so much. Oh god. No! Man, I never fix those. I swear. I swear I will fix them. I promise. Hi everybody. I'm actually struggling pretty bad today to breathe, if you can't tell by how I'm talking. If you've heard me in like FaZe chat and stuff like that. Or not in FaZe chat, on FaZe stream the other day. I was much better than this. So I'm not gonna be able to sign language to chat. I do that when I get really frustrated and it drives Josh and Gary nuts, because like Twitch, what the watch this be the only one that goes all... Oh, thank fuck. I will... God damn it. Eric, you motherfucker! Okay, hold on. Okay. Jesus. Let me... Why? Stop making noise! Help. Help.
You're my friends now. I'm having soft tacos later.
Hold on, let me catch up. Okay, hold on. I can't say. Well, you know what? No one knew it was you until you called yourself out. I love you, by the way. Hold on. Let me... I can't say hi to everybody, but let me at least say thank you. Jesus fucking Christ, the hydrate is so far down. First off, Steez, I love you, even though you did it off stream. 26 fucking months. I cannot wait to see you guys really, really soon. I'm already gonna fucking start crying. Stop. Hi, Josh. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, let me catch up, please. I'm trying to catch up, but it's not working. My poor fucking mix it up is struggling. Okay. Steez. Oh, now it fucking plays. Now it plays all the way. God damn.
You're my friends now.
Thank you, Star, for chiming yourself out. Holy fuck, you guys. Okay. Dix, 10 months. Jesus Christ. Thank you again for all the support. Hurak, 21 months. That's almost 2 fucking years. All the fucking hugs. Goddamn. Zeta, thank you for the 300. Maddie, 25 months. That is almost 2 years as well. Twitch. Oh yeah, Twitch is doing that ad thing, right? Like where they add bits and shit? I don't know. Fuck yeah. The mass self-destruct. I'm already fucking in a panic trying to catch up with all this stuff. Yeah, bonus stuff. So fucking thank you. Also, yeah, the vanish command, if I ever tell you to time yourself out, do it. Okay, hold on. Dry Fizz. Holy shit, thank you for 9 months. Colossus, 8 whole months. Really? I feel like you've been around, like, so much fucking longer. Son, 22 months. I love your face. Colossus, 1,000 bits. Jesus Christ, thank you so much. I am struggling to breathe. Oh, it's still happening. I'm gonna catch up, I promise. Failing 14 months. I actually almost said that was 2 years because I'm an idiot. I'm fine. Holy shit. Watts, 24 months. That is 2 full years. Jesus Christ. Thrice, 9 months. Thrice, I'm so fucking excited. We'll explain it later because I don't want to give away anything just yet. 9 months, free sacrifice. I love your face. I can't wait to see you soon. 34 months. Really? That's like day 1. That's like day 1. Because that was February 2021. Right? Holy fuck. I love you. Thank you so much. This is why you were one of the first people that I told. 20 months, co-gamer. Holy shit. Son, thank you for the 300 bits. Twitch, thank you for adding on shit. Big Sword Little Man, welcome back. It's been a while. 6 months, thank you so much. Bori, 18 months. You're free, yes, Prince. Thank you for the 21 months. I'm trying so hard to catch up. God damn it. Zephyr Maxo, I'm trying not to dox you again. 10,000 bits, you motherfucker. I love you. Thank you. And Twitch for adding 2,000 more. I'm going to throw up. Streaks! I forgot 10 stream streaks. Which, by the way, is like 6 fucking months. Because I'm barely fucking streaming. Kaylin, thank you for the 2,000 bits. I'm okay, I promise. 10. Oh, Vampire. I was like, wait a minute, why did Twitch throw another on there? Fucking. God damn it, Vampire. Thank you for 10,000. I love you. Welcome back. Are you home? Are you home now or are you out again? Oh god, I'm trying to catch up. Wizlock! Thank you for 8 months. Grave. Ashes, look at your streaks. Fuck yeah. Honey 2, thank you for 11 months. Sneak out at work so you'll miss this. Almost a year. Yeah, it is almost a year. It's fucking insane. Buster, thank you for the 400 bits. I'm almost there. Elfin, 6 whole months. I love you so much. Why is that so bright? Day, your fucking streak just showed up in the brightest fucking red I've ever seen. Dear God. Elfin, thank you again for the 6 months. Michael, your 10 months, or 10 month. 10 stream streak. And Day, your 10 stream streak as well. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for all this time. Holy fuck. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna take a sip. I made myself hot cocoa. I'm alive, I promise. Leshy! I love you. Oh my god, the follow age. The follow age. Welcome in, everybody. It is a huge announcement. We're gonna go over this from the beginning. I'm basically gonna start this from the start.
That's pretty neat.
I'm gonna try my best not to ugly cry. I'm going to fail horribly, and I know it, considering I was already crying before the stream, which is really bad because my oxygen goes through my nose, which is why I'm struggling so hard to breathe, is because, my oxygen isn't doing dick shit for me right now. Because it's not going into my face. It's trying, but it's being met with snot. But thank you guys so much for the hype train, all the help you guys have had since day one. I'm already crying. All support that I've gotten since the beginning of all this shit. Like, not even just, the streaming stuff, but just in general. Like, obviously, like I said, we're going to start from the beginning of this story. And we're going to go to the big announcement. A deep breath, Manny. Wizlock, I can't. I have the lungs of a toddler right now. Yours was 2 years? Holy shit. What's 2 years? Congratulations to dealing with my ass for that long. Hydrate. I am hydrating with hot cocoa.
You should stretch and pop all
Twitch
your
is third
bones.
on the bit support. That's so funny. We need that breathe routine. No, I can't. If I get the breathe routine. Is this going out of order? It is. It's supposed to be quick to toggle between loop. Oh, it's supposed to loop 1. Hold on, I fucked it up. It's this one. This is the one that I want playing. Yes. There we go. I'm adopting you. I mean, I could. Hi, Spade. Welcome in. Welcome in. So first things first. Like I said, we're going to go. We're gonna go through this story from the start to finish. And I'm gonna try. Happy birthday! No, my birthday's not until June. Don't you worry. But again, welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys. I'm gonna start the story. We're gonna go through it. I will tell you right now. Obviously, you can tell that I am struggling a little bit to breathe. It's not a bad thing. It's literally just because I've been crying a lot today. And my oxygen that's supposed to help me, is not getting in to my system because my nose is stuffy. And, well, I tried to do the thing. Yeah, good crying. I tried to do the thing where like I sucked the oxygen through my mouth instead, and it just made me cough. So, experimentation has ended in failure. I will say that unfortunately, as you can tell, my recovery with my lungs is being a lot slower than I want it to be. So you can't believe I'm being defeated by a stuffy nose. Leshy, listen, that just sets your bar lower as being my rival. Because now you don't really have to fight that hard if I'm being defeated by a stuffy nose. But like I said, I am a mouth breather right now. I absolutely am. It's not great. But yeah, the recovery of my lungs is going slower than I expected it to. I will tell the story of my last conversation that I had with my surgeon, which was actually really funny. But I am not recovering as fast as I want. Who can't listen? Sometimes you just think of a funny meme and you need to make it happen. And I did, and I regret nothing because that shit was fucking hilarious, and you can't tell me it wasn't. But I expected to be back,
You're my friends now.
literally in
Having
3
soft
days.
tacos later.
Pepper Jack, of course you get a hug. Everybody else whose hugs I missed, of course you guys get hugs.
You're my friends
Um,
now. We're having soft
Chad,
tacos
you
later.
too as well. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to be back.
You're my friends now. We're having soft
Yeah,
tacos
welcome
later.
in. Of course. Fuck it. How many? 2 months. Has been 2 months. I've been hiding for 2 months. But thank you for 2 months of support. I appreciate the hell out of you. Do you have any mana to use to regenerate? God, I wish. Yeah. Wait, where's my nut button? Yeah, there you go. So I actually, now, again, my expectations of being back by tomorrow, or not by tomorrow, by the 17th were before surgery. So I actually had no idea that these lung issues were like normal, apparently. They're not even considered a complication. I have in all technicality not had a single complication with the surgery, which is insane to me considering how big it was. I guess the only complication was they found out that the stent had done more damage than they thought. So instead of removing 2/3 of my esophagus, they ended up removing the whole fucking thing. If I open my mouth wide enough and you look in my throat, you can literally see the incision site. It's that high. Like, I have no esophagus left. So the little bit of stomach that they planned for me to have is not there. Which is making nutrition a pain in the ass. How did surgery affect your lungs? So, because of where the surgery was, it was removing my entire esophagus. They actually have to like physically move your lungs, your heart, everything out of the way. Because of that, and they're not in the right spot, and because I had machines breathing for me for 13 hours instead of 6, it damages your lungs, and that's actually completely normal. How's my heartburn? Dude, I haven't had any. Because think about it, my esophagus is no longer esophagus. It's stomach tissue. So, that's meant for acid. 10 out of 10, been great. Grunkle Dan, 22 months. Almost 2 full fucking years. Thank you so much. I love your face. So, small W's. No, that's a huge W. That's a huge one. Like, everything about this has been a win for me. Like I said, no complications. I see now, it's been a while. I hope you're doing good. Exactly, Vampire. The only time that I do feel it is if, like, 1, I have to throw up, or 2, it just comes up a little bit higher than that. So there's that. Algo! Holy fuck, 20 months. Thank you so much. Feels weird to celebrate after that news. No, it's good news. It's all good news, I promise. And spooky. Spooky Loops. Holy fuck. That's such a good name. Welcome into the Cultivating. Thank you so much for the follow. So, here we go. Time to start this bullshit. Sticky, smelly Minnie. Cookie, you didn't kill me in November, so I'm starting to think I might be immortal. I love your face. Take it for 13 months. Alright, you guys ready for this? So, timeline. Let me pull this shit up. I actually have a server in which there is a timeline of all of this garbage. And it's great. So, let me pull it up. Actually, I know most of the timeline. So we're gonna start this now. Day sent me! And I seem sweet. Oh shit, Day, stop lying to people. Alright. So, a lot of you, most of you have been here this entire time. I should not have picked this music. Holy shit, it's gonna make it worse. Most of you have been here this entire time. But, basically, the timeline of how all this stuff went down is that in December, well, okay, I had a huge life-changing event in October, with my dissertation, with my school stuff, and it fucked me up pretty hardcore, and it was to the point where, like, life-changing is an understatement. It was not good. Basically, no one knows about it, and that's fine, but it did change the course of a lot of things, and it was really, really stressful for me. Hilariously enough, that amount of stress was enough to not only jumpstart my cancer starting to form, but it also suppressed the fuck out of it until December, when Gary came out for vacation, and we all had this big talk on what my future was going to look like and how I was going to deal with things from here on out, and I finally relaxed. I took a step back and just kind of said, okay, this is how things are going to be, and I relaxed, and I had a great time with my best friend for 2 weeks, and by the end of that 2 weeks, I was unable to eat. I thought I was eating, which is really funny. I thought I was able to eat, but it turns out that it was, I was eating, it was hitting my tumor, it was starting to build up, and then I would have to throw up. Oh, it's funny, because, like, I was all sitting here going, like, oh, I'm fine, this is no big deal. And then I was like, oh, I just have to eat slower, right? Like, I thought I had this all. I was like, it's esophageal dysphagia. It's not a big deal. It's kind of like the flip side of having medical background, where you're like, oh, I know what's going on. It's okay. It was not okay. Also, is my frame rate absolutely fucked? Like, I'm looking at, like, red right now. Oh, I see. Oh, I have dropped. Did I drop? Am I dead? Am I alive? We're doing a just chatting stream. It can't even be that big of a deal. OBS, I updated you. Okay, good. All I had to do was look at it all pissed off for a second. Now it's fine. Like, I gave you a fucking update, you little shit. Alright. It looks good. It looks green now. Shit moved around. I just had to yell at it. It's fine. So, there we go. I'm back. Everything is great. So, December rolls around. I can't eat. Thought I was eating. I thought it was just esophageal dysphagia. I thought everything was fine. Everything would be good. It turned out that I was full of shit. I was wrong. It also turned out that my insurance company, United Healthcare, shout out, you little fuckers, didn't care. I lost 72 pounds in 2.5 months. And Vanderwolf, 14 months. Thank you so much for the support. Dan, thank you for the 100 bits as well and smacking my insurance company. Oh yeah. Please refresh if you think there's a delay, because there probably will be. I said it was a luxury. No. That was they said it was cosmetic. That I get the valve replaced at the top. It's the dumbest shit. Thank you guys for all the hugs. So I lost all that weight. They didn't think it was a big deal, and then finally, my doctor who is phenomenal.
My friends now.
Um,
We're having soft taco
She, hi Kathy, thank you for the hug as well. She pushed and pushed, and actually risked her career by how she coded something to get me an endoscopy. Thank you guys for the hugs. For those of you who don't know what an endoscopy is, it's basically just where they put a scope down your throat and they check to see what's going on in your esophagus, your stomach, all that good stuff. So after 72 pounds lost, thank you guys for the hugs. After 72 pounds lost, we get the endoscopy on March 12th. Or no, March 12th was the day that I had my colonoscopy prep, which I'm so sorry to Kaya and Faye for getting the play-by-play on that one. Shit was funny as hell, though. Kaylin! Thank you for the gift sub. Was that for 3 months? 3 months, tier 1. Thank you for the gift sub. So yeah. So, the 13th of March, thank you for the hugs. I go in, I go to the doctor, I get knocked the fuck out. I wake up, and this man looks at me, and he goes, Manny. Ooh. Steel Berserker is 16 months. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ, there's too much support today. I don't know what to do with all this. Welcome in everybody who keeps trickling in. Don't want to miss anybody. I'm trying to start from the beginning and go through so I can do the big announcement at the end. Night Jay. So I'm also like struggling to breathe still because my nose is stuffy because I've been crying a lot today. And it turns out that when your oxygen is supposed to go in your nose, yeah, it sucks when you can't get it. So, see, but I can't smell your fucking asses. What's the big announcement? R2D2, you gonna have to wait with everybody else. Don't you worry. Wolfie, thank you for the resub as well. 13 whole months. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for that long. I really do appreciate it. Deleting my channel again. No! That's not a big announcement. That's just like normal. That's just fucking normal. So, on the 13th, like I said, I go in, I get knocked the fuck out for my surgery. I wake up, and this man looks me square in the face and goes, Menny, I don't have any good news for you. And I look him square in the face back, and I said, that's cool. Who are you? It turns out he was my doctor. So he explains to me who he is. And he looks at me and goes, I mean, it's not an official diagnosis, but I'm telling you right now, if your biopsies come back and they come back as normal, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take some more because I'm really sorry, but that's cancer. I think I scared him and the nurses because my response was, well, that's fucking annoying. Whereas Josh actually had a breakdown about it. I told him, I was like, you need to calm down. We don't know enough about anything. Like, we don't know what's going on enough to freak out. Like, you need to calm down because I don't want to freak out. And I need you to not freak out because you never show emotion. And this is freaking me out. So, we find out the next day. Like, they told me that the biopsies were going to take a while. They lied. Or they expedited it. The next day I find out that it is in fact cancer. And that's all they tell me. And then I have to wait for 2 or 3 weeks before they can get me in with the oncologist here at home. And Josh was fairly stoked. Yeah, he literally shows no emotion. So when he does, it's terrifying. Because that means that something big has happened. And so I have to wait 2 weeks. I don't know anything. That's why I didn't tell you guys for almost a month, is because I wanted to make sure that I had answers for when you guys had questions. So in 2 weeks, I finally go into an oncologist, and they tell me, and they give me my full diagnosis, and I have stage 3 esophageal cancer. Now, this cancer is normally something that old people get, which is why on my end, with my server, because I have a little secret server where a lot of people who know me a little bit better got the raw side of things, where the days that I told you guys that maybe I was just tired when things were really bad, they got to see that. They would see, you know, my breakdowns. They got to see like how much pain I was actually in and things of that nature, because I still want my little corner of the internet to be a place where you can forget that the world does suck. And so I don't want people worrying about things that they can't do anything about, because that just seems counterproductive. And so I don't want to be like, oh, I kept on a brave face, but I just didn't want to burden you guys with things that, again, there was nothing you could do about it. So as long as I was okay and there wasn't any like horrible shit I needed to tell you, I didn't. I just kind of did what I needed to do. And so I find all this shit out. I have stage 3 esophageal cancer. It's normally an old people cancer, which is where all the jokes started. Because we found out that the reason that I got this cancer isn't because I'm 70 years old, I promise. It's hilariously because I also have this thing called MMR deficit, which is mismatch repair deficit. It's understandable, you don't need to share anything with it. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, this is my personal life, and I do like to keep my personal life personal, you know, and private. And so I did, to a degree, but I also, it felt, I didn't want to, like, you know, it was very obvious that something was wrong. And so I didn't want to keep that from you guys either, because I didn't think it was fair. Kabora, holy shit, almost 2 years. You got a birthday coming up, don't you? No, not you. Just kidding. I'm full of shit. I love you anyway. But 2 years. Fuck yeah. Thank you so much. MMR deficit. Deficit? Oh my god. Deficit, aka stupid on a cellular level. Yes. My own mother hopes you're feeling better and wish she was. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. You do in February. That's farther than I thought, but closer than it works. So perfect. So that being said, MMR deficit, mismatch repair deficit. There we go. That basically, this was Sirius said. I am dumb at a cellular level. My cells are so fucked up that it actually recognizes the cancer as something wrong. That's like the whole thing with cancer. That is why cancer is like such a deadly thing a lot of times, is because what makes a cancer cell different from a regular cell is that it basically doesn't have the tail end of the RNA or the DNA that tells it when to die, and it doesn't tell it where to oh my god, what is it called? Where to like hook on to. So it can move, it can just keep growing and keep, you know, just getting worse and worse and worse. But it is still a regular cell. And so in the body, the cell or the body doesn't recognize it as something bad. There's no real such thing as a cancer cell. It's just a cell that's coded differently and coded wrong. And so mine, on the other hand, I was basically predestined to always been predestined to get esophageal cancer. It's whether I was gonna get it when I was old, when most people do, or if something set it off. And what set it off was that life-changing event in October. So my body having MMR deficit, the fact that I got it, again, I haven't told anybody my age, but I will now. I got esophageal cancer at 36. That is almost unheard of. I was the youngest one in my cancer center to have ever been diagnosed with this since the start of my cancer center. And so I had a lot going for me. And on top of that, I am a case study currently because I am literally 1 in a billion. The age that I got it, the fact that I had MMR, like all this other stuff that added up, they were like, please sign your name on the dotted line. And I was like, yes. Like, yes, of course I will. Because again, I am a research scientist. That is my career. And so it's one, really cool for me to be on the other side. And two, it would be hypocritical for me to say no. And so I said yes, of course. I got a lot of biopsies. A fucking lot. A lot of biopsies. We'll break laws to keep your ass alive. Exactly. And it is because, like, you can't take my data if I die. So if I stay alive, you get a lot better results. Hi, Zuchi. I love your face. And so yes, 1 in a billion. I was more than willing. So after that, we were trying to figure out what to do. Order operations, basically. I got my stent put in. Fucked me up. It's actually why I had to have the big surgery at the end. Took my data and my piss. They did take my piss. Yes, I am a neuroscientist. And so we got the stent put in. That fucked up. Took that shit out. We had a J tube put in. What else did we do? I got my... I want to tell some of these stories, but I know that a lot of you have heard them already, so I don't want to fucking keep telling them over and over. I got my cancer port put in, which that was another really funny story of the stupid shit that happened during it. Because, oops, you're not supposed to... Why is that red? That makes me feel like something's going wrong. Kabar, thank you for the 5-stream streak. But yeah, I ended up waking up after they gave me the paralytic and scaring the shit out of everybody. It was great. Well, I didn't wake up. I just sat up and was like, I don't feel good. Waited for them to hand me a barf bucket, and then I threw up and then gently put myself back to bed. And it scared them. Hi, Code Gamer. Thank you for the biddy. So, all that shit happened. And then my first set of treatment was immunotherapy and chemotherapy together. Normally that will kill a person, but they looked at me and they said, because of your MMR deficit, we have enough research here that says it shouldn't kill you. You want to try it? And I said, yeah, fuck it, we ball. So I did. And I did really well with it. They did say you're built different. Yeah, every time the general surgeon was like, Manny, you're a trooper. I was like, please don't fucking say that. Like, dear God, every time you say that, you do some fucked up shit to me. I do want to say thank you for your work as a VTuber. You and the others, like you, helped me mentally getting through your first year of college. Let's go. You know, something really cool. Because of you and Vex, I've decided to donate my hair that I've been growing out for a year to make wigs for cancer patients. Aww. We cut off on the 20th of the mail soon after. Again, thank you. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna cry again. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear. I like to hear that, like, people, me and the people that I know, the people that I surround myself with, are able to help people like that. When I ended up having to cut my hair, which I did on stream, I didn't want anybody to have to do it with me because I was already uncomfortable enough, and I didn't want anybody else to have to be as well. You know, there were so many other things in solidarity that I was like, you could do. I know Pied Piper did his nails the same color as the ribbon behind me. But that was one of those things. Like, it is such a huge deal to lose your hair. And people don't understand that because they're like, oh, it's just hair, it'll grow back. I know that. I have evolved. My hair has, like, all my hair fell out. All of it. Fuck it, all of it. You don't even have to ask any questions. Yes, that fell out too. But I have my hair on the top of my head started growing back. I look like a baby bird. My nose hairs, yes, they fell. Everything fell out. But my hair fell out. I started looking like a baby fucking bird. And then I have since evolved into a dandelion. Yeah, the plus side, no need to no, listen, I was so happy. Like, my legs and everything else were so smooth. And I was always like, touch me. Just touch it. It's smooth. Everything is great. It was good. I just trying. I got a ton of compliments, and I saw the VTubers dealing with their cancers. I thought it was help. And it is. It is such a huge help. I ended up not really wearing my my wig too much because, again, it's a lot of dysphoria on my side. I knew it was fake. I knew it looked fake. It didn't look like my original hair, and that just a lot of stuff bothered me, but that was on my, like, my side of things. But I know, like, I have seen the difference between people walking in and out of our little boutique that we have at our cancer center, and it makes a huge difference for a lot of people. It did make a big difference for me. I was able to wear my wig when I went to Camp Goofballs, when we were all hanging out, when we went to the Ren Fair. I was able to wear it, and it felt really good. I looked really fucking cute. I could probably put that on screen because I was adorable. Just saying. Kit, 13 whole months for the announcement stream. So awesome. Fuck you. I love you. Thank you for 13 months. I looked really, really cute. It was really nice, and I know that I wouldn't have felt nearly myself if it wasn't for the wig. So it does mean a lot that you're doing something like that. So thank you a ton. Going back to, so we can get to my announcement, because I'm really excited about said announcement. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, so my first set of treatment. I'll actually start telling you guys some of the things that I hadn't while we were going through it. So my treatment was, I only had 4 treatments. It was over the course of 8 weeks. Ah! Oh, Kit, thank you for the 500 biddies. Again, Twitch, thank you for adding on to that. Yogi, thank you for the follow. I love you. Yogi drew the cutest fucking picture of me and my baby salad. It was amazing. Welcome in. So I had 4 treatments. With the type of chemo that I was on, and the fact that I was on immuno at the same time. Very well, thank you for the 10 whole stream streaks. No one is supposed to get more than 8 treatments, and that is because the level of toxicity in your blood from the platinum in the chemo it will kill you. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Thank you for the 3 stream streak as well. Not as many. Dude, that's fine. Again, I stream so sporadically, and I've been streaming so little that those streaks mean a ton anyway. Like, I really appreciate them. And so,
you should stretch and pop all your bones.
Treatment number 3. And they took, oh yeah, no, dude, the amount of platinum I had in me. I hit, like, they took a blood test, on treatment number 3. And they were like, so, we have a problem. I was like, what is that problem? They were like, you currently have the toxicity levels of someone who has already done 7 treatments. After 2. I was like, okay, so now what? They're like, well, we could keep going. And that's what we recommend. And that was like that was the conversation. And I was like, okay, well, fuck it, let's go. So we did, and I was tolerating really well. I barely had any symptoms. Like, I had a few of the side effects. Like the cold sensitivity. It was all things that I could avoid. I just chose not to because it was funny as shit. Like the guys with like the extreme cold sensitivity, I would like start to like make them lunch and shit like that, and then like drop things because they hurt because they were cold. And like Gary would run over and be like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Do you need help?" And Josh is in the room like, "Dan, fuck her. Like, let her do whatever the fuck she wants. She's an idiot. She can avoid this. She has gloves. Let her use the fucking gloves." You know, like that kind of shit. Like, fun shit. Nordegg, 12 whole months. Holy fuck. Thank you so much for the support. And so, should you come back? No, Spade, dude, stick around. You're fine. Like I said, this is one of those things where I'm sharing it with everybody. This is literally the entire story. This is from start to finish. Literally, it's gonna be good, I promise. So, they were laughing at me. Well, poor Gary. Gary's wonderful. I really should turn that off. But Gary's trying his best to, like, support me, right? And he's, you know, trying his best. And Josh is like, no, fuck this. He's been with me for 10 years. He's like, no, I know this. You can't stop her. She's gonna do dumb shit. It's what she does. And I'm like, bet. Okay. And so, Sirius, you already fucking know what it is. You literally already know it. Sirius, you know. You've known since Monday. You dork. Loyal, holy fuck. 11, oh my god, has it almost been a year? I love your face, Loyal, you're wonderful. Alright, but you want to hear me say, okay, yeah, you're gonna hear me fucking cry. The VoD will stay up, just so you know, I will not be taking this down. So, we get done with 3, treatment number 3, I start to have some really weird side effects. My vision starts to get affected. I start to do like, if you've ever had really high blood pressure, or if you stand up, you're anemic or whatever, you stand up too fast and like you kind of start to black out, but you don't, like the outside of your vision kind of tunnel visions and you're like, oh shit, here we go. And then you don't. I would do that, except for it would stay for like 20 minutes, or I would just lose vision completely. I wouldn't go to pass out, I would just lose my vision, and I'm just standing there like, oh fuck, here we go. And then it would go away. And I was like, all right, bet, here we go. Someone take my keys. I refused to ever drive again because I was obviously scared. Nurgle, holy shit, thank you for 2 whole months. I'm doing better, I promise. And so that's when I stopped driving. I've been a passenger princess ever since, which drives me nuts, by the way, because I am disgustingly independent. Oh yeah, there was one time I went, Cookie, to pick up like a pair of pants on the ground. I picked them up, I blinked, and I opened my eyes, and I couldn't see anything, and I just stood up really slowly, and Gary was in front of me, and I didn't know that either. And he was like, are you okay? I about fell over because I jumped out of my skin, and I was like, I like literally held up my hand, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, where are you? And he goes, what do you mean, where am I? And he holds out his hand, and I just stood there for a second, and I was like, don't leave me, like, give me a second. He's in a panic, I'm in a panic, because this was like the first time it had really happened. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, just give me a second. And I stood there with my eyes closed for like 30 seconds, and I opened them, and I could see again. And he goes, what just happened? Because I like looked him square in the eyes, and he was like, you can see me. I was like, I can see you now. And he was like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. So obviously we had to call the doctor the next day, because I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, nonchalant. They're like, oh yeah, vision changes can happen. I was like, vision changes? Excuse me? Like, the panic, like the absolute panic. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. So I was like, cool. And they're like, also remember, you're highly toxic right now. And I'm like, okay. They're like, no, like, we're surprised you're not having 1.5 million other symptoms. And I was like, oh, great, fuck. And so they take my blood before my 4th and final treatment, and they go, well, this is a problem. And I said, what? Now, by the way, I've already started my chemo and my immuno treatment at this point, and they get my results back from the blood test. And they were like, don't want to scare you, but you are at the toxicity levels of someone who has had 12 treatments. And I look down at my port, which is currently having chemo pumped into it, and I'm like, uh-huh. So, what now? And they were like, well, we could stop, but it wouldn't be a full set of treatments, so it's up to you. And I was like, fuck it, we ball. Did it again. Just said fuck it. And so I did. That was 100% on me. Now, keep in mind that I know a lot of people are thinking, like, chemo, so I'm immunocompromised, I'm this, I'm that. No, I was actually fine. Like I said, I had the vision changes, I had some muscle fatigue, I started getting the chemo EPs, I had the very, very extreme cold sensitivity. I started getting a little bit, because of the cold sensitivity, I found out that is actually a subset of neuropathy, and I started getting paralysis in my hands, only when it was super cold.
You should stretch and pop all your bones.
I was like, I should be okay, right? Why not? So I did it, and the side effects after treatment number 4, I'm gonna take a sip here. Oof. I disappeared for like a week. I told everybody it was because I was tired. It was because I had one foot in the grave, basically. I almost died that week. Didn't tell anybody. I was like, I'm fine. Everything's okay. But I was not good for about a week and a half after that. Calmed down, went right back to streaming, acted like everything was fine. And then it was okay. Like, we were Gucci, everything was fine. So your toxicity level was record breaking and somehow less side effects than the average person. Yeah, I tolerated things so well. That was one of the things that really did help make things, I don't want to say easier, but it did. Like, I saw Vex, like, really go through it. When she was dealing with all of her stuff, like, she had all the side effects. She had, like, the effects on her heart. She had the effects on how she dealt with things. Plus, she was still streaming. She was still taking care of a family. Like, I was like, dude, I have this fucking easy. Like, I have this fucking easy. Like, I'll be okay. I'll be fine. Like, I am lucky. Like, sure, I may have pushed things a little too far, but you're gonna notice that theme throughout this whole thing. I have a tendency to do that. And so I recovered actually very, very well. And after about a month, they were like, so you had a really good response? Yeah, meanwhile, the researchers like, stop trying to die. Well, yeah. But they got real good data because I didn't die. And so about a month goes by and they were like, you had a really good response. They got some more imaging done. They were like, but I was like, fuck, here we go. They were like, your response was not good enough to warrant going straight into surgery. I'm like, motherfucker. And they were like, I was like, so what's the next step? Do I get more chemo? Do I get more immuno? What do I do? Ugh. They're like, radiation!
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later.
And I was like, oh,
You're my friends now.
that
We're
can't be that
having
bad.
soft tacos later.
And then I talked to Thrice about it, and I was like,
We're
oh.
having soft tacos later.
oh, it can be that bad.
You're my friends
And
now.
again,
We're having soft tacos
I got lucky. I didn't have a lot of the side effects. Thrice, honestly, your warnings were honestly the best thing anyone could have done for me because no one gave me any of that. No one told me this shit. So it would have been terrifying. It would have been absolutely terrifying to not know that these things could happen. Sauron, 20 whole months, almost 2 years. I love your face. Thank you so much for all the support. And so, radiation was actually not that bad. It was 28 days, taking the weekends off because everybody knows that cancer doesn't grow on the weekends. Also, if you do radiation for that many days in a row, it will kill you as well. So 5 days a week, 28 days technically straight. Did I become a Hulk? Quite the opposite. I folded like a lawn chair and was a crumpled mess on the floor for quite some time. But all of the side effects and all of the horrible things they said were going to happen, they told me like week 2. Week 2 is when all this shit's going to happen. And it didn't. I got very, very lucky that I didn't really have any bad symptoms, for lack of a better term, until about week 4. And then radiation fucked me up. I was getting the esophageal spasms again, between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. every day. I will keep this very safe and filtered. I did not want to live from the time of 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day. It was miserable. It was painful. Breathing was hard. Standing was hard. Existing was just something I didn't want to do. It was awful. And it just kept getting worse. And then when radiation stopped, because radiation was 2 p.m. every day, when radiation stopped, it actually got worse. Let's see here. Saying that folks like coal, some break under pressure, some burn up. Others become diamonds. There's another stage after this called the polishing stage. Sounds like you're going through that. I like to think that you're gonna really shine after. I better fucking shine. If I have to deal with this shit again, I will fight God, I swear. Ooh, I'm telling you, I am done with this cancer bullshit. But it did. It got worse. So it turns out that getting radiation at 2 p.m. every day, it was keeping things at bay. And so at least I knew that from 4 to 10 a.m., that's when things were going to be bad. When the radiation stopped and it wasn't regulated at 2 p.m., it was just like that constantly. Here's where everybody gets mad at me. The worst week of my life, the worst week of symptoms that I had for radiation was Baldur's Gate 3 week. But that was the only time that Angie and I could get together. And I refused to miss that for the fucking world. So I streamed for you guys like 8 to 12 hours a day. Absolutely fucking miserable. I was in so much pain. I was throwing up every like probably hour and a half. I was either sitting here in a cold sweat or I was shaking the entire time. I would literally get off of the stream and basically die. Oh yeah, that guy, Angie. And I love Angie, and I didn't get to spend any time with him, and it's all I had, and it really did make it worth it. And these are the things that you're gonna find out like during my surgery, my surgery recovery. I've been doing a lot of stupid shit, but it's been totally worth it to me because again, that isolation is so bad for me. And so I spent that week with everybody. I spent that week with Angie, and it was one of those things where I still wouldn't have traded it for the world. I had a blast with everybody. It was why I was a little extra bitchy that week. Is because I was miserable. It's good, especially when it's no fun because those people know what to expect. Yeah, Angie knew. Angie absolutely knew. He knew exactly what was going on. So like if there were certain signs that if I started to show them, he would actually basically find a reason for us to stop. Because he knew damn well I wasn't going to do it. Are you still recording our streams? Yes. I have everything and I will be uploading it on the YouTube channel. I was supposed to be, but they kept fucking up. I don't know. It was really weird. But Angie knew. Angie was very good at making sure that if I hit a certain point, he would push me to log off. And again, these are why I keep saying that I have the best support system it is, because a lot of my friends, most all of my friends, know my signs that I will ignore. And they will force me to take breaks when I need to. And so we had that week. It was really fun. It was also hilariously when Gary left for a week. He had a gig that week as well. And so I was very thankful that he wasn't here. And that sounds very strange.
Oh,
no. Can I have a mod take care of that one? Thank you. Anyway, so I was actually very glad that Gary wasn't here for that week because Josh has seen me in pain. Gary hasn't as much. And so, I was very, very happy that he wasn't here to watch me basically just writhe in pain constantly. It's not a little guy with that's my tail. But Daniel, enjoy your lurk. I was, like I said, it was kind of silver lining. It was the worst week. It would have been nice to have that comfort, but I also He doesn't deserve to see me like that. He's had to deal with a lot in the past month. Because I have been pretty miserable during this. But it was good that he wasn't here. He came back, I was starting to feel a little better, things were okay. And then I had a month break. They wanted to let my body chill out a little bit before I started the last step in all of this, which was surgery. I took a month break and I went to Camp Goofballs. I took a huge risk. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you guys. Almost died again. I didn't tell anybody this. I did tell you, I told a few of you, Cookie, you fucking knew about this! I told a few of you guys in the voice chat, like some of those nights where we would all hang out. But my chemo, like I said, I got really lucky, where I wasn't having a lot of side effects, and then all of a sudden, they actually told me that I wouldn't have to worry about losing my hair because I was only getting like a third of the dose or whatever. But because I was already on immunotherapy beforehand, and my immune system was like ramped to fucking hell, I started having really bad side effects from that chemo. And they were like, you don't have to worry about your hair falling out. Everything will be fine. August 17th, I had a stream where I had to cut my hair. I was gonna have it the next day, but what ended up happening was I started losing my hair throughout the week, and I wasn't gonna have any hair to cut for the stream if I didn't have it that Thursday. It was devastating. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, cutting your hair, why losing your hair is such a big deal is because it was my last line of defense from looking sick. Up until that point, yeah, sure, I was pale, and if you knew me, you would know that something was wrong, but if I was just walking around in public, you couldn't tell. Like, I was, I just looked like a weird, pale college student. Oh, now I look like a grad student. Overworked, underpaid, tired as fuck, sick as hell all the time. Yeah, I just look like a grad student. But when I lost my hair, like, you can't hide it anymore. Because there's only two people that wear the little head wrap things like that, and that's hipsters and cancer patients. And if you look at the rest of my fashion, I don't match hipster. So except for the one time at Camp Goofballs, we went to the art museum, and I actually saw like 8 other people that didn't look sick, that had little head wraps. I fit right in. I looked like an art student. It was great. It was like the most I've ever felt, like, wonderful. It was so good. And so, that's dumb as hell. I was like walking around, every time I saw one, I would like point it out. I'm like, they don't have cancer though. It's really funny. And so, before Camp Goofballs, it was actually, I almost didn't go. And the reason I almost didn't go is because on top of losing my hair, my immune system started to die. To be healthy enough to actually have my chemo every week, I needed to be at, I'm just gonna give you the arbitrary numbers, but because the units don't really matter, but I needed to be at a 1.7 in order to be healthy enough to do my chemo. My last round of chemo, we do the blood test, and I was at a 1.4, and we did the chemo anyway. Not the best choice I've ever made. I didn't really make that choice, it just kind of happened. And the week after that, it was a 0.9. The week after that, it was a 0.4. And 4 days after that, it was a 0.2. I did get down to a 0.1 at one point, and I was on full isolation. I was not allowed to leave unless it was to the hospital, and if it was to the hospital, everyone around me had to wear their masks. Everyone had to be constantly washing their hands and things like that. I actually didn't even tell the guys when it got that low. I told them when it got to 0.4, and I told them it was dropping, but I didn't tell them when it got really low. And then, I had a big talk with my doctor, And then we waited until the next week, and it was really interesting because, again, I love my care team. My cancer care team is wonderful. So we get my blood test the next week, and they are huddled around the computer. My entire team is huddled around the computer, and all of a sudden, like, I'm huddled up, I'm looking at my phone, like, when are my results coming in? When are my results coming in? And all of a sudden, I see my entire team just relax, have this sigh of relief. And they come in and they're like, thank God. I was like, what? And they were like, your immune system is back up to 0.5. And I was like, still not great. But, and they were like, right. So if your immune system stayed at 0.1 or dropped, the conversation that we would be having right now would be us telling you, or handing you paperwork for your final will and testament, because you would probably only be alive for a few more weeks. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And they were like, yes, this is a conversation obviously we didn't want to have with you, but like, that would have been the end. Like, it would have, if your immune system didn't come back, that would have been the end. It slowly came back. I'm actually, like, I'm fine now. I'm not immunocompromised at all. I mean, in comparison. And, but it was really scary. And I didn't tell the guys. I didn't tell them at all until the next week. And I was like, hey, no, do not spam the hugs. You lucky, you know better. But, I didn't tell them. And I told them the week after. And I was like, hey, hey, don't be mad. But, this is what happened. Basically, I told them. And Josh expects this shit from me. Gary was a little upset. He understands, though. He understands how I am. And he hates it a lot of times. But he understands how it is. And it had slowly went up. And the reason that I almost didn't go to Camp Goofballs was because I was afraid that I was going to have to fall back on isolation again. Had my white cell count not gone up to at least a 1.3, I wouldn't have been able to go because it just would have been too dangerous. Even though we weren't going through airports, because we drove. Gary and I drove to make it safer for me as well. Like a few other people were going through airports, so it was still a risk that we were going to take. And so the flip side of that was that I had no red blood cells. That was funny. I couldn't walk more than like 2 feet without needing a break. Like, there was no oxygen in my system. I couldn't move. I couldn't pick shit up. I wasn't on weight restriction, but like, it took an hour and a half for me to cut Gary's hair one day, because just holding my arms up with the scissors in one hand and the comb in the other, I would hit full muscle fatigue. Like, you know that burn where, like, if you're lifting weights, like that burn that you get if you've hit your limit. I got that just holding a pair of scissors and a comb. And I'd have to, like, drop my hands down to his shoulders. And I'm just sitting there, and he's like, are you, like, the first time it happened, he goes, what happened? What's wrong? And I was like, I'm, like, laughing. I'm trying not to cry because it's frustrating. And I'm, like, laughing about it, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I can't lift my arms. He's like, why? What's wrong? I'm like, no. I can lift them, but it hurts. Like, I'm not strong enough to lift scissors and a comb. And he's like, you're kidding. Like, you could physically feel the heat coming from my muscles when I hit that fatigue. And it was, oh man, it sucked. It sucks being that weak. And again, I am someone who is disgustingly independent. So having to rely on Gary and Josh for all this stuff is probably the worst part of this for me. Well, that wasn't until surgery. Surgery's fucked me up. I'll tell you all about that. And so, like, I finally, I get his haircut. Everything is great. And Pepperjack, enjoy your lurk. Again, the VoD will be here. Don't even worry about it. And so I end up going to Camp Goofballs. It is like the time of my life. I get to meet Gobby, Mr. Manager, Sun, Petra, Honey. Wait, hold on. I already forgot who I went through. Gobby, Mr. Manager, Sun, Petra, Honey, Jummy, Albie, Cove, Moon, Bread. It was a blast. Did I meet Gary? No. You left with me, you dork. You know this. And so I got to meet with them. I got to spend 10 days with them, and it was. I got to meet. I mean, Dingus, you were there in the beginning. No, he was there too. I didn't meet him. I live with him. He drove me there. I got to meet a Dingus. I got to meet the Decays. I got to meet B-Cuds. I got to meet so many cool fucking people. Like, so many cool people. And it was one of those things that it was what I needed. Because Kaylin, thank you for the gift sub, Dingus. I needed it so bad because I had been in isolation. I was in self-isolation because it sucked. Like, I felt like a lot of times the only thing I had to do was complain, and so I don't like to do that, right? And I have isolated quite a bit in comparison to how I normally am, because I don't like to just sit around and complain. Like, that just sucks. And so I needed that a lot. That week, or those 10 days were just so much fun. It was like the physical interaction that I needed, that I'd been missing all year. Sword Prophet, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. And so I come home, and a week after I have my first surgery. I say first. I've had 9 surgeries since April. So I have my first of the big surgeries. The first one, it was the stomach prep surgery, and again, we're going to talk a little bit of we're going to talk some medical talk, so if that is not something that you want to hear, now is probably the time to tune out a little bit, because again, I don't want anybody to get triggered by anything, because let me tell you, it's a little gross. So my first surgery, how many times I flip off the Grim Reaper? A lot. The Grime Reaper, as happens here. So I ended up getting my first surgery, which was stomach prep surgery for this whole big thing. I had all of the vasculature, so all the blood vessels removed from my stomach, and except for the 2 on the bottom. That was supposed to be you'll recover and be fine within a day or 2. I was not fine. And I didn't recover for basically the entire month. That should have been a warning and a fucking omen to me, but it is what it is. So everything's okay. I get really mad because I go in for my follow-up appointment, and worried how wrong you're. No. My doctors have been great. I actually have one of the best teams in the world. My main GI surgeon is actually an on-call GI specialist for 18 world leaders. I have an international team. And it's not that they were wrong, it's just that my body has tolerated so much stuff that a lot of times there are just small specific things that I don't tolerate, because I tolerate everything else amazingly. I just didn't recover well from the pain side of things because just pain management wasn't good. And so, I just didn't, I tolerate you, exactly. I tolerate y'all now, so, I deal with a lot. Let's have a good one. And again, if you need to go sleep, please do. The VoD will be up, and I will also make the announcement on Twitter and things of that nature. So I start to recover, everything's good, and then November 8th rolls around. November 8th. The big day, which is the big surgery. What was originally planned was based on imaging. It was the removal of 2/3 of my esophagus, 25% of my stomach, and then pull up that last bit of my, or what is left of my stomach, into that new esophagus, have a tiny pouch on the bottom, and that basically be my new setup. Thank you, Tots. I will hot cocoa it. And then I have to figure out how to live like that. Which is, we'll get into how much of a pain in the ass that is. So, I go in. I actually have a before and after picture. I took a picture with the guys just in case something horrible did happen during surgery. And that was the last picture we were going to take together. I did want one of all three of us together. So I have the picture, the before picture. And I get knocked out. It was actually really, really sweet because I've actually had the same anesthesia team for the last 5 surgeries. And one of the things that we used to do is it was like a game that I used to play with my head anesthesiologist, who he would try to knock me out before I noticed. And I would always pick it up. I would always pick up when I was about to pass out. And I would say, see you on the other side. I'm gonna cry because this one fucked me up the day of surgery. And so the day of surgery, I was like ready for it. I was like, you're not going through my port this time, so I'm gonna be able to feel it in my arm. Like everything's gonna be good. I'm ready for it. And before I got the chance to say anything, he goes, I'm not gonna push it through this time. And here it goes. I'm gonna lose it. And he goes, I'm not gonna push it through this time yet because this is a big one. You've had such a rough time coming up to this. He goes, and so I'll tell you when we're gonna do it. But everybody, actually, like my head anesthesiologist said, it's been a pleasure working with you. And no, we will see you on the other side. And then I start crying in the room, kind of like I am now. And right before I pass out, I hear one of the ladies in there go, God damn it, Carl. You know how hard it is for us to keep all the stats up when they're crying. Don't do this right before she gets knocked out. And then I start laughing and I pass out. Because that shit is funny as hell. They were like, you fucking know better. Don't do this to our patients. And they were right. I don't know what took them so long. But it only took me about 30 seconds before I woke up. And it took them 13 hours. So it was supposed to be a surgery. That my mouth doesn't move is because I'm sticking tissues in my nose. A surgery that was supposed to be 6 to 10 hours ended up being 13. And the reason it ended up being 13 was because imaging didn't show very clearly the amount of damage that the stent had done. And they thought that I actually like I could get away with 2/3 of my esophagus to be removed. But it turns out that I had fibrosis literally all the way up. And if they didn't take out the entirety of my esophagus, I was going to be back at square one, not being able to eat, probably in a few months. And so they went in, they did the endoscopy, they see all the stuff, and they were like, well, that fucking sucks for her. And my doctor went in, and I have 1 ring of original esophageal muscle left, and the rest of it is stomach. They ended up having to cut out the entirety of my esophagus, and still 25% of my stomach. So what does that mean, like in the long run? Because they were like, oh, whatever, that's not that big of a deal. It is. I don't have any stomach left. I am literally just a worm. I only have tube. When it comes to eating, it is very, very hard. I can get about 5 bites of food. Not very big bites, but about 5 bites of food every 45 minutes. And that's it! And I'm supposed to figure out how to get, 1,700 calories a day plus hydration. It's a pain in the ass, because I can't drink when I eat, because it will take up, like, valuable space. So I'm supposed to drink, like, 30 minutes before I eat, and sip throughout the day, etc., etc. Will it stretch out at all? Yes. When I started, I was only able to eat about 4 bites of food, and it's slowly getting more. I will probably, they want me to have 4 to 6 meals a day of these tiny little meals, because I'm gonna basically grazing. But I can, they hope, the goal is that I will be able to eat about 3/4 of a cup of food with each one of those meals. And that's just in total mass. I am not there yet. I think I've just about hit maybe a 1/4 cup of food in each one of those meals. I'm still tube feeding, by the way. Don't panic. I'm actually still getting more nutrition. I'm getting more nutrition now than I have probably my entire life. I do tube feeding once a day for about 16 hours. And I am slowly weaning off of it. Slowly. I could make a movie. I probably could. You could actually ask the question, would you love me if I were a worm? The moment that I found out that I had no stomach, I literally, like, grabbed Gary's face and was like, would you still love me if I was a worm? And he was like, is it because you are? I was like, yes. And he was just like, of course I still fucking love you. And I was like, yay! So, the nibbler, yes! I'm the nibbler! And so, I get the surgery. This is where I get to tell you guys the stories that I couldn't tell you before. Because again, I like to keep my private life private, but now that these, like, I'm done with it and I have, like, I've dealt with it, it's actually a lot of fun, to tell these stories, because it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, one calm day, please. It's all I ask. I never get it. Thank you for the bidding, Co-Gamer. So, the 8th, I go in, my 6-hour surgery turns into 13. From what I found out while I'm asleep, because like I said, it took me like 20 seconds. I sped run the whole thing. I did the speed run, and they were just taking their goddamn time. Josh and Gary went to Nor's for the day and got to hang out, which I am forever thankful for Nor for being there for them. But they got a text message at 9 o'clock in the morning that was like, she's in surgery now. We've started. They get a text message at 2:45 p.m. that says she's done with the first part. Like, they got the text message from my GI surgeon. They said she's done with the first part. Now it's on to thoracic, dealing with the rest of it. And then they hear nothing until 9:45 p.m. where they get a phone call. Josh says, I get a phone call from a lady who sounds like hectic. And all she says is, Minnie is out of surgery. She's in the ICU, and you need a password or a code to go see her. Josh was like, I thought something horrible happened. Like, why the fuck were you in the IC? Why the fuck do we need a password? Well, turns out, no, the password is my fault. Now, I'll tell you that in a second. So, it turns out that, I mean, after a surgery as big as that, you're supposed to go into the ICU. But again, no one fucking warned them. So, they just found out the hard way, I guess. I'm in the ICU for 3 days, by the way. So, the reason that there was a password was because, I wake up in the ICU, and they were like, oh my god, yay, you're awake. Congratulations, you're done with your surgery. And then they go, your parents called. And we told them that you're out of surgery. And I was like, no. You tell them nothing. My parents know nothing. My parents are fucking crazy, by the way, you guys. That's why they're not supposed to know anything. You see this lady lose all color in her face and she goes, oh, update her. She is now a private, she's a private patient. No one knows anything. So now if you call the hospital and you ask about me, they tell you that I'm not in the system. And if they can't find me at any other local hospitals, to call the morgue. Funniest fucking shit in the world. My parents thought I was dead and told people that I died. Oh, best day of my life when I heard that. Funniest shit in the world. Julie, I love you! Hi. So, that was finding out that if you called the hospital about me, the hospital basically told you that I was dead. Oh, wonderful. Funniest shit in the world. Bad crazy. They're like, I did not want them to know. So like, coming to visit me, didn't happen because one, it was just a pain in the ass, and two, like, it was literally impossible to come find me. And so, which again, hilarious as shit to me. And so, oh god, there's so many stories I could tell about my recovery in the hospital. I'll tell a few of them. There's your nut button, sorry. And so, I wake up, that's all I remember, I pass back out. This is when I'm introduced to my pain button, by the way, the next time that I wake up. And that Colto was my father, Julie, you know this. I'm Menace. So the next time that I wake up, how many twists are there? A lot. So I wake up the next time, they hand me the pain button. And they go, stay on top of your pain. And then someone guides my thumb to the beautiful green light, pushes the button. And at this point that the guy pushes the button, Josh is next to me and he's like, hey, I love you, we're here. Like, both Gary and I are here. Is there anything that I can do for you? Like, is there anything I can do? And I leaned over and I was like, take a picture. And then I passed back out because of the pain button. My pain button was an automatic dose of Dilaudid, by the way. It did nothing for pain. It just put me to sleep. Remember that, by the way. This comes into play later. So Josh takes a picture of me, which I posted on Twitter, and that's where I posted on Twitter, and I said, I lived, bitch, despite the fact that I did straight up look like a corpse. Had I not known, like, if that was a picture of someone random that you showed me, and I didn't know the outcome of that person, I would have told you flat out, that is a dead body. It was bad. So I wake up in the ICU. Every 10 minutes, they wake me up and go, Manny, stay on top of your pain. And then they push my thumb into the pain button, and within 30 seconds, I fall asleep again. And I'm like, why are you waking me up to put me back to sleep? Like, why are you doing this? Except for I don't get the chance to ask this because they hit the pain button and I pass the fuck back out again. For like a day. Now, on top of this, I have nerve blockers. They asked me if I wanted a fucking epidural. Like, that's how bad pain was going to be. So for the first day, I actually felt great. I couldn't feel my entire torso. I couldn't feel my ass. I couldn't feel anything. I was damn near paralyzed. It was great. And they'd be like, Benny, good morning. I'm like, hey, I'm awake. How do you feel? Good. Stay on top of your pain. Beep, beep. Fuck. Gone. Every 10 minutes. So finally, the next day, they allow me to actually wake up. I wake up. I get to see Josh. I get to see Gary. I'm very happy. And I'm now starting to feel things. And I'm like, where the fuck is the pain button? And I wake up. I'm still in the ICU. And from now, I had no idea what all I was attached to. So I wake up and all of a sudden I look down and I'm like, dear God, there are so many things coming out of me. What is happening? I woke up with an NG tube, which is a tube that goes down your nose and sits in your stomach. So I had an NG tube for drainage. I had my oxygen mask on, which I still have on. I had my port accessed. I had a drainage IV in the top of my hand on my left arm. I had a regular IV in my in the forearm of my left arm. I had another IV in my right arm. I had my pain button that I refused to let go of. I had a drainage tube in my right side, which, by the way, I thought was only like 2 inches long. And boy, that's a story we'll learn about in a minute. And I had a Foley catheter, which is where they were stealing my piss. If you don't know what a Foley catheter is, that's the one that goes in your urethra. And so I'm like sitting there just, I can't move. And it's really funny, by the way, I don't even think about the Foley catheter for like 2 days. And that's where the story with that thing with the picture that Sun Drew comes from. It's like the second day. And all of a sudden I realize I haven't left the bed. And I look at this lady and this poor nurse. I know she's probably used to this, but I look at this nurse and I'm like, nurse. She's like, yeah. She tells me her name. She's really sweet. And I hold her hand and I was like, I'm scared. And she goes, why? What's wrong? She goes, are you in pain? Are you in this? And I'm like, I haven't left the bed. And she's like, well, yeah. And I was like, how am I peeing? And she goes, oh, baby, no, that's okay. You don't have to. We have a catheter in there. And I was like, oh, no, that makes sense. She's like, yeah, we basically are collecting your pee. You have a pee bag. And I'm like, I have a pee bag? And again, like, I right now have the mentality of essentially a child because I am so fucking zooted off of my ass. Like, I am out of my gourd. I am on so many fucking pain meds that, like, I don't even know how much of me was left in my body. Most of it was about a mile away, just, like, watching me go through all this shit. And so she holds up the pee bag, and she's like, yeah, see, look, it's your pee. And I'm like, neat. And she's like, yeah, so we're keeping your pee here. You don't have to get up out of bed. You don't have to worry about it. We're basically taking care of it for you. And I'm like, that's really sweet of you. And I start crying. She's like, sure, I guess. And then later that day, she goes to change my pee bag. And I grab her arm, and I'm once again holding her hand. And I apparently look like I was about to cry. And I was like, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm changing your bag. And I was like, why? She goes, well, it's full enough that we need to change it. You know, so we can keep track of how much you're peeing and all this other stuff. And I was like, you're stealing my piss? I've never seen someone look that fucking disappointed. She just looks at me and she's like, well, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, why? Like, and I'm concerned. I am on the verge of tears yet again. And I'm like, but why? Like, why? And she's like, well, we don't want to just leave it there. Like, it's bad. Like, you don't want to just leave it there. You know, this kind of shit. And, like, she's trying to justify stealing my pee. And, I apparently just start crying and she just starts laughing. She goes, I don't get paid enough for this. Oh, yeah, that's a true story. She goes, I don't get paid enough for this. Empties out my pee. And then, like, just puts the bag back and just kind of, like, she just pats me on the head. She's like, if you need anything. And then she hits my pain button. Just beep, beep. She's like, you don't. Go back to sleep. And I was like, okay. And I passed back out. And again, the Dilaudid button, wonderful, wonderful thing. And the reason, by the way, that I was not on fentanyl is because as a neuroscientist, I know how bad it can be. And with my ADHD and things like that, I signed a paper, or actually I filled out a thing at the beginning of this whole thing that I refused. I didn't want to be on fentanyl at all. And so, they Dilaudid is right underneath fentanyl. And so, we went straight for the fucking big guns. We went straight for the big guns. Like, I was on morphine, by the way, on top of Dilaudid, on top of Tylenol, on top of one other narcotic. Like, I had a major surgery. This surgery is the second biggest planned surgery that my hospital does. So, like, they knew I was fucked. And they were like, yeah, we ain't fucking with this girl. We're gonna put her out. She gonna be happy when she's awake. And then when she's not, we're gonna hit the button and we're gonna knock her ass out. And so, that's what they did. I'm gonna tell some other funny stories. Just a few. One of the biggest fears that I had being in the hospital was not being able to wipe my own ass. One of the biggest ones that they did, by the way, was open heart surgery. And it turns out, when you have a giant tube in your side, being able to turn and wipe your own ass, is something you can't do. Now, this wasn't a problem for me for 6 days. Now, keeping in mind that, once again, I'm being tube-fed liquid. So the CNA comes in one time because, like, my biggest fear has come to fruition. I need help. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there in my chair, and I look at Gary, and I'm like, Gary, you gotta hit the nurse button. He goes, why? I was like, you hear that? And it sounds like a dying moose. And it is my stomach. Or my intestines. And he goes, holy fuck. I was like, if you don't get me up and get me to the bathroom in like 2 seconds, I'm gonna shit this chair. And he was like, okay. So he gets me into the bathroom. And I'm in there. And again, I am so sorry for the one-sided massacre that happened in there. And the soldiers that lost their lives. But my God, it was awful. Because it had been literally 6 days of liquid tube feeding that decided all at one time that they didn't want to be in my body anymore. And then that was the moment that I realized when I finally get done that I cannot wipe my ass. I am in the bathroom crying because I have such stupid social phobias about it. And Gary's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, dude, I can't wipe my ass. And he's like, I'll call the nurse. I was like, thank you. Make sure that it's female nurse only. So he calls for help. Because he's like, do you need me? I'm like, no, you fucking stay out there. And I'm yelling at him. I'm like, don't you dare come in here. Like, this is like a level of intimacy that I don't want with anybody. Now, the reason I asked for female help was, one, obviously it's more comfortable for me. And two, there's so much female help that the chances of me looking eye to eye with someone that has wiped my ass went down a little bit because, you know, I would get different help. So there was that. And so, who walks in with my fucking CNA, male CNA, by the way, and I don't want him there. And I'm like, dude, why are you fucking here? He's like, I'm here to help you. And I'm like, I don't want your help. Like, I want female help. This guy, I got stories about this guy. Like, we'll tell those on another day. Yeah, this guy. I didn't like this guy. He made me super uncomfortable. He actually almost got me hurt one time. Like, it was a whole big thing. But it gets to the point where, like, yeah, this is the same guy. This is that guy. Everybody knows it's that guy. Or not that guy. That guy's fine. He's one of my mods. But this guy. Horrible guy. And it gets to the point where I am so uncomfortable that, like, my legs are starting to fall asleep because I've been on the toilet this long, and I'm like, fuck it. Fine. I'm like, just whatever. Wipe my ass. I don't care. And so, no, he wasn't a nurse. He doesn't get that title. He was a CNA. And so, this guy, this is the funniest fucking thing because poor Gary. It's like 2 a.m, by the way. And this guy finally, like, he stands me up and he's like wiping my ass. I'm already super uncomfortable. And he goes, you have diarrhea. Do the nurses know? Why do you have diarrhea? And without skipping a beat, I look this man right in the face and go, that's what they're feeding me. And I hear on the other side in the most defeated, just like, oh God. I hear Gary go, oh, Minnie, oh, don't say it like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not wrong. He's like, just, yeah, but, I was like, yeah, I know, sorry. So we get me back into my chair, and Gary's just looking at me and just shaking his head. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, that's the first thing that I heard when I woke up. Like, I'm like half awake, you know, because he had fallen back asleep because I was in there for a while. And like he's like, I woke up to hear you go, that's what they're feeding me right after this man screaming at you about diarrhea. And I'm like, well, yeah. And I like point to my bag because at the time I was on a 24-hour feed cycle, and I point to it and I was like, it looked the exact same. He's like, stop talking about it. So we're like yelling at each other like 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, Gary is absolutely fucking insane. Josh had gone home at this point because the first week they were on basically shifts because Josh is nocturnal basically. And so they had eyes on me 24 hours a day. Gary took care of me during the day. Josh took care of me at night. A lot of bad stuff would usually happen at night. So it was really good that Josh was awake for that because he was just on point. Like if he saw me struggling or if he heard certain noises that I made, like he was just right there at my side making sure that I was okay. And again, Josh and I have been together over 10 years, so he knows a lot of signs that maybe I don't even know to look for, which again was really nice to know that he had my back. So MVP was 100% Josh when it came to nighttime for that because like there were a lot of times where I didn't realize that something was wrong. Like even when I was asleep. Why is Gary Dragon in the background? That's Beast Garrison. We can play we'll play the lore video at some point, I'm sure. So what ends up happening is, you know, a lot of times, even when I was asleep, I would start to struggle and I didn't know, like, cause again, I'm fucking passed the fuck out. I'm in a dilaudid coma. I don't give a shit. But, there were a lot of times that Josh would see me struggling at night and, no, Josh is not a streamer. He's my cryptid. But he would wake me up and he would be like, all right, let's get you up. Let's adjust you. You're struggling again. Like, I think you're laying on your side wrong, you know, things like that. And so, again, that was really great. And that CNA is going to get in trouble one day. He was in trouble by the time I left because of like, there's a whole nother story that like, we'll tell that another day. But he almost got me hurt. Like he almost pushed me over one time. It was really bad. But the only other story I think to tell before we get to the big announcement is, when I got the tube taken out from my side, one, it was probably the most pain, not getting the tube removed, but that day in general, we did the tests to see if I had, any leakage or anything like that in the new esophagus. And, my transporter was just awful. He didn't help me get centered in the bed, so I felt like my knees were at my chest the entire ride down to radiology, and so I was already miserable. I was struggling to breathe. I was in a lot of pain. And then we get down there to do the test, and essentially the test is me drinking barium and contrast in different positions so that they can take the X-rays to see if there is any leakage. And I felt like I was being manhandled. Like you hear in horror movies or usually in horror movies, like there's always that, if you're in a hospital setting, you hear that one patient in the background that's like literally screaming for help. That was me. Like I will admit that like that was me. I couldn't breathe. I was begging them to just allow me to sit up. And it just felt like no one was listening. And to a degree, I get it. I know that you have to do that kind of stuff really quickly, but like, I also understand that, man, it just felt like they forgot the care part of the patient care. And I was miserable. Like, when I tell you that my resting pain level when I am not on my meds is an 8, like I was just straight up crippled by the amount of pain that I was in. Like, I could have easily probably claimed a 10 on that, and it was awful. And they were just rolling me around. They finally get me back in the bed. It's terrible. I go back into my room, and I am just in so much pain. I hit the Dilaudid button and I didn't even go to sleep. It was that bad. And so I ended up getting, like, I got my morphine, I got Tylenol and Dilaudid, and it still didn't put me to sleep. And it was rough. It was really, really bad. And so I get the good news that I have no leaks. Again, like, we had no complications. There's no leaks. Everything is great. And my thoracic surgeon comes in. And now okay, I was not an easy patient, and I know that I wasn't going to be an easy patient because, again, my surgery was huge. But I was a good patient. I was a nice patient. I was on top of things. I was a delight to talk to. I was always fun. I was always, like, you know, just, I wanted to make sure that if you walked into my room, you know, it was fun. Because it's not your fault that I'm miserable, you know, if that makes sense. So it's like there's no reason that anybody else should have to deal with it. Yes, Spade, I will definitely tell you, because this story, it's a big one, so I will make sure and give you guys the warnings for that one. And so I was a good patient, but I wasn't an easy one. You were in my room. Like, if you had to be in my room, you were going to be smiling if you left. Oh yeah, no, chronic pain is fucking awful. Like, I live with chronic pain as well. So I understand that completely. And, like, just having pain all the time, it makes you tired. It's just terrible. As a surgeon for dinosaurs, no, it's your chest. And so, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm finally relaxing, and my thoracic surgeon comes in, and she goes, "Hey, you didn't miss the announcement yet. We're getting there. We're almost there. Well, welcome in." She goes, "We have great news for you." And I said, "Great, cool. What is that?" And she goes, "There's no leaks. There's no nothing. We can take your tube out." And I was like, "Okay." And so she's describing, like, I'll give you the heads up. Don't worry, Spade. She starts describing what's going to happen, which I'll describe in a little bit after I tell the funny part of the story. She describes what's going to happen, and I was like, "Is this going to hurt?" And she looks at me and she goes, "Well, most people say that it feels weird." And this was the first time that I ever just straight got fucking spicy with someone without hesitation. I roll back over and I look at her, because I'm on my side at this point. I look at her and I was like, "Bitch, that is not what I asked you." And she goes, "Practice run!" I was like, holy fuck. Also, Spade, now is the time. You may want to mute. I will make sure that chat tells you when we're not talking about it anymore. But yes, definitely mute now. That way you don't hear the story, because fuck me. This is where it gets real fun, but also very descriptive and gruesome. So if anybody doesn't like to hear this kind of medical stuff, now is the time for you to mute. This is going to be me talking about getting one of my drainage tubes removed. So please, 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 gross medical talk incoming. We will tell you when, it's done. So I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds to mute. And then, I'll tell the story. So basically, I have a drainage tube that's in my right side, and it is for the extra, fluid that is just, going through things. And that way I'm not, like, super swollen and, all this good stuff. So I'm on suction, I'm on all this stuff, and they tell me that it's seated very nicely between my ribs. And I'm like, that's cool. And for some odd reason, because of how someone explained it to me, I just assumed, and I don't know why, but I assumed that it was like, it situates between my ribs, and then it stops. For some odd reason, I thought said drainage tube stopped on the other side. And so when this lady tells me, we're gonna take out your drainage tube, and how we're gonna do that is we're gonna put you on your side, and what I need you to do is I need you to either hold your breath, so you're gonna take a big inhale, and I need you to either hold your breath or hum for 10 seconds. And I was like, why do you need 10 seconds? And she goes, what do you mean, why do I need 10 seconds? Why wouldn't I need 10 seconds? And I was like, well, all you're doing is pulling out this tube, or pulling out this thing that's sitting between my ribs, and pulling there's a running stitch that's there, like a pre-sat running stitch, that all they have to do is slowly close that and tie the knot on the suture. And I was like, I am a surgeon when I'm not dealing with cancer. I know that it doesn't take 10 seconds to tie a suture knot. Why do you need 10 seconds? And she's like, how long do you think this tube is? And I was like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 inches. And she starts laughing. And I was like, how big is this tube? And she goes, well, it's usually about 6 to 8 inches. That's why people complain about the back pain. That's why people complain about pain around here. And she's like showing me like where the pain I've complained about. And I was like, holy fuck, are you serious? She goes, yeah. And now I'm starting to actually worry. And I was like, that's when I looked at her. I said, is this gonna hurt? And she goes, oh, people just tell me it feels weird. And I was like, that bitch, that's not what I asked. And she goes, time for a practice run. And she pushes me on my side and she goes, so what's gonna happen is that one person's gonna be standing on the bottom, like holding your bottom ribs down. They're gonna push, and someone's gonna be on the top and they're gonna push. They're gonna spread those things apart. I'm gonna pull this, so let's act like I'm doing that. And so she taps on my ribs and she goes, okay, 1, 2, 3, deep inhale, which again, at this point, I have the lungs capacity of a toddler. I take like the shortest inhale I can. And, well, I take the biggest I can, which is like, and that's it. And then I start to hum. Now, she says, whatever you do, don't inhale. And that was because, again, they didn't want me to pull anything. They didn't want anything like that. Joke's on her. I inhaled like 14 times through the whole thing because, again, my lung capacity was shit. But because my lungs were so tiny, it made no difference in the world. It was really funny. So she goes, all right, are you ready? And I said, no, but fuck it. Let's do this. And so she goes, all right, let's go. So she tells me on my side. She goes, deep inhale. And she slowly pulls this thing out. Well, no, she quickly pulled this thing out. And then she starts laughing after she ties this knot. She goes, how do you feel? And I was like, honestly, relieved. Like, I feel like you've just pulled out like a huge thing out of my side. And I feel like I can breathe a little bit better. And she starts laughing and she goes, yeah, I was wrong. I said, what were you wrong about? And I turn and I look, and she is holding a tube that is 18 inches long at where it was coming out of my skin. It was an 18-inch long drainage tube. And I was like, don't think I'm weird or anything, but like, can I take a picture of this? And can you point to where it was in my skin? And she goes, yeah, sure. Which, by the way, I have that posted. It's obviously under spoilers. 18 inches of tube. And I want you to know the grossest part about it was I felt exactly, it was draining my entire torso. I felt the entire thing come out, like where it started. And I felt the whole thing snake out of my body. It was gross. But, yeah, that was the worst. That was the fucking worst thing in the world. You can tell people, by the way, they can come back. We're not going to talk about that anymore. But that was like the biggest relief. Yeah, tell them that gross, gory medical talk is done. That was the biggest relief I had. I started to be able to, like breathe a bit. And, I was able to breathe a little bit better. My pain levels dropped. It was wonderful. Like, I was able to actually start to feel like for once, I was starting to improve a little bit. And, it was really nice. I was able to start walking around after that, which helped with the blah, 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 water retention in my legs. It helped my lung capacity a little bit, but not a lot. And so, I ended up going home on day 10. And, which was kind of a big deal, I found out later. And, yeah, she really buried the lead on that one. And so, fast forward to about a week and a half ago. I've been slowly recovering. I haven't felt like I'm recovering a lot. It feels like it's too slow. It feels like everything just has felt not great. Good night, Julie. I love you. You're the best. I can't wait to see you soon. By the way, ask if you want to about when it comes to plans. I will be back in town on the 20th. If you guys want to meet up then, we can make it a whole afternoon. but the 19th, I won't be able to do the driving because I don't trust myself yet. But the 20th, by the way, I think the 20th we can make an entire afternoon if you guys are free. Okay, sorry. Back to story. So about a week and a half ago, I run out of Tylenol. I miscalculated how much Tylenol I had left, not realizing that I go through an entire bottle of liquid Tylenol. Do I remember the name? No, I don't remember the name of anything. I mean, it's all on file. I already complained about that guy to my nurse. It was really bad. So a fast forward, I miscalculated. And I go through like a bottle of liquid Tylenol because I do it every 6 hours and I do a lot. At the time, because my dose was a little bit higher. I go through a bottle of liquid Tylenol at the time about every 2 days, and I had miscalculated. I thought we had more, and we were out, and we were on the last bottle. I ran out of Tylenol. I was able to get my med regimen at home down to liquid Tylenol and morphine, 10 milligrams of morphine, and a dose of liquid Tylenol every 6 hours, and I'm Gucci. Like, my resting pain is at, like, maybe a 1, like, on a really bad day, a 2, if I am on top of my meds. Like, it's that good. Except for this day that I ran out of Tylenol. So if you don't know the difference of how these meds work, and why this combination works so well, and why this is usually what you're sent home with, morphine is going to be more of that. It's not a muscle relaxer, but it's closer to a muscle relaxer, where it kind of relaxes your entire body and allows you to be a little bit more fluid, and just, like, it gets rid of a lot of the stiffness and just also makes you not give a shit and makes you tired. Tylenol, on the other hand, how Tylenol works is it says, okay, if we think right here is what pain is, we're gonna not tell the body that it's pain until it's up here, and it raises that bar. And so that combination of being able to relax your body a little bit and not have that added extra pain with, you know, your body not knowing it's pain until it's way up here, that's like the perfect combination for me. But I took one of those things away. And miserable was an understatement. My resting pain was an 8. God forbid I coughed, or I had to, like, move around or adjust. My pain, like, it was crippling. Like, I would fold like a fucking lawn chair. I couldn't cry. I couldn't do anything like that because it just made it worse. And it was that bad to the point where at 6 o'clock in the morning, Gary was at Walmart getting more Tylenol for me. Yeah, morphine, most narcotics by themselves don't do anything but put you to sleep. Because it's supposed to make you not care. It actually doesn't do shit for your pain, which is why you mix it with something like Tylenol. It's always a combination that works best. And so he gets Tylenol. It takes me about a day and a half to get caught up. And unfortunately, I decided to send, because again, remember that I'm a case study. So if anything like this happens, I have to, Co-Gamer, please don't answer or ask questions like that. Obviously we're not going to ask personal things. And so, it takes me, like, in that time period that I'm still catching up with my medications, and my pain meds, I write apparently a very colorful note to my doctor asking, no, narcotics are not a scam. It's only that they work in combination with other things. Because it's just Tylenol alone does not do the same thing that the combination does. Because again, I'm stiffer, it's harder for me to move. Day, can you actually erase that comment, please? So I do this wonderful worded letter, that it is, I don't remember there being that many F-bombs in it, but I said fuck a lot. But I explain what happened, and I end the letter, or I end the message, because it's on the portal. I end the message with, what the fuck? It's been a month. Should I be at a resting pain of 8? The response I get back, after less than 12 hours, from my doctor, because I sent it at like 2 in the morning, is, yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'm like, you gonna fucking elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean, yeah? And he goes, Minnie, you were literally the perfect patient. The ideal patient. You were on top of your pain meds. You were on top of your feeding. You were on top of your exercise. You were on top of making sure that we were communicating what we needed to with you. You figured out yes, you guys are safe to unmute. Please tell Alchemy, yes. You were literally everything that we've ever wanted a patient to be. You figured out your pain med regiment before, like, anybody else did. He's like, people don't do that. Doctors don't normally do that walking out the door. Before you left, you knew what you needed to be on. You left day 10. Most people who have their entire fucking esophagus removed are still in the hospital a month later. You left day 10. Hi, Calyx.
Drink up, bitches.
I was like,
You should stretch and pop all your
He's
bones.
like, the fact that everybody, like that had you not had the drainage thing on your side, I would have sent you home day 6. Because well, no, actually, people that get cancer when they're super old, they don't go through with the surgery. They end at radiation. So yeah, normally it's younger-ish, like 50s and 60s can sometimes get it, but like anybody who gets it usually at the mean age of 74 and older, they don't get the surgery because it's huge and they're not healthy enough to get it done. And so he was like, the fact that you went home on day 10 was insane. He's like, and the fact that this is the first fucking time that you've had a problem? Nuts. Absolutely fucking crazy. He's like, this is why, you are like, I can't wait. He's like, the paper that I'm going to publish on you is going to be phenomenal. I was like, thanks. Great. I'm glad that I could help. But like, that's, like, I've apparently been recovering at about 3 times the rate that everyone expected. I don't feel like it because, again, it's very easy to look at numbers and look at all these other things and say, like, oh, yeah, you're doing so much better when you're not the one living it. And so it's very hard for me to agree with them that everything's fine. Like, fucking my again, I love my surgeon to death, but he told my oncologist that I was probably gonna be off tube feeding in like a month. And I was like, she tells me this, and I like looked at her and she's like, what? I was like, that man's fucking insane. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, there's no goddamn way. Like, I'm probably gonna be tube feeding for the next like 2 to 3 months because I don't know how to, I honestly can tell you guys right now, I have no idea how to balance the nutrition. Like, I have no fucking idea how I'm gonna do that and still stay hydrated. So for now, I'm gonna take it really slow. I'm gonna keep the J tube in because it's working very, very well. I don't mind tube feeding. I really don't. They gave me a cute little backpack. I can carry it around with me. It's adorable. I don't give a fuck. Like, this is the best I have felt in a year. Like, this is the best nutrition I have ever gotten. Are you fucking kidding me? I feel great. Like, I mean, other than, the pain and not being able to breathe, but like, other than that, like, my energy levels, how I feel, the lack of muscle fatigue, the fact that I don't feel like I'm constantly in brain fog. It's been fantastic. Like, I don't want to fuck with that just so I don't have the tube in me anymore. I don't fucking care. Like I like this. Like, I'm fine with it. And so, yeah, the perspective is insane. So I get my little, I got a snack pack. It's great. I can carry it around. If I can't get this oxygen shit under control, they're going to get me another little backpack, which is going to have a little mini oxygen concentrator. And that's going to be fun. Oh, shit. Kaya. You didn't miss it. I haven't gotten to it yet. We've been going through the entire story from start to the big thing. So you haven't missed it yet. Don't you worry. We're actually right about to say it, so it's perfect. But welcome in, Raiders. Hello. I just as a heads up, I am struggling a little bit to breathe today. because I have been crying a lot. And I am on oxygen right now, and it's very hard to get oxygen through your nose when it's stuffy. But for those of you who don't know me, hello. My name is Minnie. I'm a Yuanti Kobold VTuber, Twitch partner, all around pain in the fucking ass. And we are actually talking, just as a heads up, it's some pretty heavy topics today. I am going over my cancer and what's been going on for the last year. I do have a really big announcement that I'm actually going to probably say in probably the next 10 minutes. Because we have gone through the entirety of the story from my diagnosis in March. Well, from the tumor starting in December, my diagnosis in March, and everything that's gone up to that point until now. And so, like I said, we're right at the end, so you came in at the perfect time, Kaya. I love your face. How was your stream? I don't even know what the fuck you were doing. I completely missed it. What were you? You were doing Elden Ring today, right? I think. Yeah, I told a lot of the stories that I had hidden before about how I almost died and just kind of decided not to tell anybody. Oh, Elder Scrolls. Okay. I remember seeing an E, and that's like all I fucking saw. So, you know me, I fucking skim everything. So we have fast forwarded to about a week and a half ago when I was telling the story about how I didn't have, like I ran out of Tylenol and like everything was good. So like I'm apparently recovering very, very well, but it's not as fast as I thought it would supposed to be. And that's why I'm not coming back, obviously, on the 17th to streaming like the way that I normally do. I am planning on trying to do 2 small streams a week until I'm back. Like little chill art streams that, I mean, this is like no energy compared to what I normally have. And I'm planning on doing those just to kind of strengthen my lungs, give myself stuff to work for. And again, streaming is this is my social life. Like, I miss you guys a ton. This is basically isolation for me. I don't like not having the streaming. I don't like not being able to hang out with you guys. Like, it sucks a lot. And so, I am going to be doing 2 very small streams a week. Like I said, mostly are going to be art streams, working on stuff. And then hopefully I will have the lung capacity to be back by the end of January, early February. It sucks. As you can tell today, I'm still struggling to breathe. You'll still see me in Discord. Yes, I actually hang out in Discord a lot. Hi Luke, I love your face. I hang out in the voice chat a lot as well. It's, like I said, this is my social life. I am usually on some kind of isolation because I am immunocompromised even before the cancer. So you can imagine that you add cancer on top of that. I ain't hanging out with fucking anybody. So I do tend to, I mean, this is a family. Like, you guys, don't cry yet, we're not there. My community is essentially an extended family to me. And, because as you could tell from the stories earlier, my family and we don't really get along. And fuck them. So my chosen family is where it's at. And that's you guys. And so I hang out a lot in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. You guys have been able to keep yourselves occupied while I've been kind of missing, but I still pop in there as much as I can, and try to say hello. You didn't miss the announcement yet. Don't worry. And so you don't have to be on night shifts anymore in January. Hell yeah. And so I hope to be back. I hope to do the big comeback stream, at the end of January. I hope. I make no promises though, because again, I honestly, Milkman Milkers, I fucking love your name. Welcome to the call to Vinny. Thank you so much for the follow. I am being very smart for the first time in my life. I'm not rushing things. I am trying to not be an idiot about this, which is hard for me because I don't like being dependent on people. If it wasn't for Josh and Gary, I would not have made it through the surgery. They have made sure that I am taking care of myself. They have made sure that I take my meds, that I'm on top of them. I mean, shit, fuck, Gary left. He's been gone for like 2 days because he's got a gig, and my ass slept through my fucking noon alarms today. Obviously, I need them both. Because again, Josh is basically nocturnal, so he was like, are you gonna be good for noon? I was like, yeah. I set like 4 alarms, slept through every single fucking one of them. And of course, I wake up at like 1 o'clock and I send a message to Gary and I'm like, guess who slept through her noon alarms? He's like, Manny, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm doing my best, man. I'm sorry. So I am eternally thankful for, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get to the big announcement. I'm gonna fucking cry. I just thought about it again. We're fine. But I am eternally grateful for my support systems through this entire thing. I'm fine. Gary and Josh, obviously number one.
Stretch and pop all your bones.
They have been here through thick and thin.
You're my friends now.
They have seen me at my best. They have seen me at my worst.
You're my friends
Um,
now. We're having soft
They
tackle
have
later.
held my hand. They have held me through some of the worst shit that I've had to ever deal with. And they do it with a smile. No matter how you word it, like no matter how you put it, taking care of someone who is as sick as I am, or as sick as I've been, is a massive burden. And it's not one of those things like, oh no, Manny, you're not a burden. I know that they don't mind, but it's a time burden. It's a time sink. The hospital that, like the big hospital that I have to do everything is, it's 2.5 hours away. Daily appointments to even, a 15-minute away hospital, things like that. It's still hour-long appointments where, Gary is a full-time content creator and he has to stop what he's doing, even if he is in the middle of the zone, the ADHD zone, because I have an appointment. And that's huge. And again, he does it with a smile. He doesn't mind at all. The man sleeps like the dead, which is why, thank God, Josh is awake at night. We'll do our 6 a.m. med push. Gary will be passed out on the floor in the office. I'm passed out on the futon. Josh will walk in at 6 o'clock in the morning, flip on the light. We'll be like crashing around, dropping shit, laughing, watching TikToks while I'm doing my med push. Gary doesn't fucking notice. He is just gone. Passed the fuck out on the floor. I've stepped on him like 5 times. He hasn't even noticed. He's amazing. It's fascinating what this man can sleep through. It's nuts. But, the combination of the two of them have literally made sure that I've made it through. Because without them in combination, I wouldn't have. That's the only way to put it. And, again, I will never be able to pay them back for everything that they've done, but I sure will try. It seems I'm stuck with him. Gary packed up his entire life and uprooted everything to come out here to help with this. I told him in March, obviously, the day that I got the diagnosis, he knew. And by May, he had moved here. We thought he was going to go back at the end, and it seems like he wants to stay. So he will be staying out here with us. We're going to be looking to get, not buy, but to rent, to get a bigger place in May. Or in June, when my lease is up. We're trying to get a house so that we have a little bit more room. So while I finish my dissertation, the three of us can all live together. Because again, he's like, I hate Florida. I'm like, yeah, don't blame me. He's like, I love the cold. The cold is so amazing. Bitch hasn't hit -45 yet. So let's just wait until fucking February and we'll see if he's still running his fucking mouth. But, we'll get there. We'll see. The first time that it's -25, I'm gonna make his ass stand outside until he can't stand it anymore. I'm gonna time it. We're gonna see. We're gonna fucking see. But, that's for all the times that every time I'm like, oh my god, it's -30. And he's like, oh, that sounds nice. Fuck you, you piece of shit. That's not nice. You don't go the fuck outside in that shit. Dude, -65. I walked down -65. My contacts froze to my eyes. Do you understand? That is a fear I didn't even need to know. I didn't know I needed to have that. What the fuck? The cuddle puddle tipped 80. What? Who the fuck was that? Thank you. Holy shit. What?
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later.
Ah! I'm sitting here freaking the fuck out about it, and you guys are fucking throwing money. Stop throwing money at me! God damn it, I love you. Whoever that was, thank you so much. Oh god, now oh god, I want the hiccups. Hiccups hurt. As a former Floridian, I have decided, no. Florida's not good. Kogamer, thank you for the bidding. You were bored in the cold. No, fuck that shit. Like, no. Negative 65. There's like a certain point of cold where it all just hurts after that. I don't know where that is, but negative 45, negative 65, they felt the same until I blinked. And negative 65, when that shit, oh no, hell no. Hell fucking no. I don't know if you've seen that TikTok where the guy's like, but banana bread at work? Hell yeah. Working for not a lot of money? Hell no. Like, that was me. The moment I walked out there and I blinked and my contacts started to freeze in my eyes, hell no. Absolutely not. Fucking no. Awful. So, yeah, no, just absolutely not. I fucking love that TikTok, by the way. Anyway, that being said, yeah, we'll see how he feels in February when it gets to be like the worst of the worst. Although I'm really mad because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have a mild winter. Is my contacts freezing the announcement? No, I promise it's not. So I'm getting my thank yous out of the way because I'm gonna ugly cry and I'm not gonna be able to thank people afterward. My other support system is my local crew that I am so lucky that they live near the hospital that I have to be at. Kaya, Ty, Nor, Thrice, you guys are fucking amazing. Inkfei, I'm gonna throw your ass in there too because you've dealt with my shit when I'm over there as well. Like, the fact that you guys have been there to take care of... There it goes! Nope. Chill, calm, breathe. We're fine. Fuck. You've been there to take care of us when, like, we have to stay overnight. Like, when I didn't know what to do. When I was in the hospital, I didn't know what to do with Gary and Josh and them. And you guys were there to take care of them while I was healing and I couldn't do anything, which sucks because, again, I'm normally the one that does all the planning. I'm the one who does everything like this. And I'm like, I don't care what you guys do. I can't help you. I can't do anything. Figure it out. And they did because of you guys. Kaya has always been our fucking hotel when we go over there, despite the fact that she did try to kill everyone with her water situation. Which is a little fucked up. Jesus Christ. Get your shit together, Kaya. I love you. And I know you fixed the water, but you tried to kill everybody, like, before I got there. Like, literally the week before surgery. I find out that Kaya has fungi water. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, you're gonna kill me right before surgery. What is wrong with you? Kaylin, you're already, like, a ghoul. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're already undead. How much more undead can you get? Ty helped fix it. It was good. Ty, again, somebody I talk to a lot in the background, especially now, and I'm very glad that we have been. I'm really glad that we've been talking more. You've always been there again, even though the first few times you were like, oh man, Minnie's here. She's gonna be hanging out at the hospital for a while. I'm gonna leave the state. Thought I forgot, didn't you? And again, thank you again for being an amazing friend. Thrice, you two have been fucking wonderful. We never get to hang out as much as I want to, but every time that we do, it's just, you encourage me to commit crimes. I love your laugh every single time I walk out of a restaurant with something stolen, and you just keep laughing about it. And you helped a lot when it came to radiation. I would have been really scared and confused with a lot of stuff that happened. But you helped a shit ton. Oh god. Oh god. Hi, Scotty. Oh man. You're lucky. I'm about to actually... You guys didn't get to hear the 2 hours of this entire thing. You're about to hear the waterworks happen. Where I'm getting to my thank you so that I can actually get to my big announcement. As a heads up, Raiders, before I introduce myself, we are talking about some really heavy stuff right now. Lucky, thank you for the 100 biddies. Let's you're an amazing person. I hope you're back to 100. I will get there soon. But Raiders, we are talking about a lot of heavy stuff. This whole thing is an announcement that has to do with my cancer. I was diagnosed back in March, and we've been telling the story since the start to my big announcement. We will probably get to the announcement here in about 10 minutes because I'm almost done. There will be a lot of ugly crying. There will be a lot of that shit. So just as a heads up, if this kind of stuff isn't for you, if you don't have the spoons for heavy topics like that, it's okay. You can feel free to drop a follow or anything like that, or just duck out whatever you need to do. And again, please feel free If you need to go take care of yourself by getting food, rest, water, anything like that, please do. The VoD will be up. But, Raiders, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Minnie. I'm a Yuanti Kobold VTuber, Twitch partner, all-around pain in the ass. How was Fortnite? Hope it was good. How was your stream? Wait, does that say Cartolin? Ah, there you go. Cartolin Vega. Welcome to the Cult of Minnie. Thank you so much for the follow. If I sound like I am stroking out, or if I sound like I run out of air, it's because I am. Well, no, I'm not stroking out. I'm running out of air. I am currently on oxygen, and I've been crying a lot, so my nose is stuffy, and it's very hard to get oxygen through your nose when you can't. So there is that. But please take care of yourself first before you hang around here. It is a good announcement, that I promise, but it's still hearing a lot of this stuff can be really hard on people, and I understand that. I do not want people to get triggered for no reason. And again, I will make the very truncated announcement on like Twitter and in the Discord after this. I just want to make sure. I just feel like this is something that I should tell you guys face to face and not over text. So we'll finish this up. Thrice, again, thank you for everything. Like I said, I would have been terrified with all the stuff that happened during the radiation if it wasn't for talking to you. And you've helped with just being absolutely amazing in general. And I love your face. You're always fun to lurk in your streams. And just again, you're wonderful and I love your face. Nor, you dumb bitch! Nor, I don't even know if you're still in here. I'm gonna call you out. Don't call out your lurkers, streamers. It's bad. Nor, you bitch, are you still in here? Is he streaming? Is Nor streaming? Nor should be streaming right now. Fuck, I think Nor's streaming. God damn it. You didn't get to hear me talk mush about him. Nor is absolutely wonderful. I have seen Nor grow so much since just the start of me getting cancer, let alone the start of our friendship. And he has been there just to make sure, like, he's one of the ones that has honestly checked up on me the most. He will just randomly be like, hey, are you good? Do you need me for anything? And, oh yeah, his art's been getting so, oh my god, it has been. But he literally, like, he's 2.5 hours away and would literally drop everything to come see me on a whim if I asked. And so he was also there for the guys the day of my surgery because I didn't want them to be alone just in case something did happen or just in case they started to panic about anything. I didn't know what to do with them, and I sent him a message and I was like, hey, the surgery's gonna be on a Wednesday. I know that's usually your day off. Would you be able to take them in? And he did, without question. He spent the day with them and made sure that while I was going through something that could have been the end, he was there for them, which I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm gonna cry. It means the world to me that I have you guys. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do this shit without you. Not only because you guys have saved me, like, thousands of fucking dollars with the amount of time, that I've had to go there. And just had to just hang out in the area and you know, the weeks that we had to spend down there. It's just the fact that I know that you guys are always there for me, and you always have been. And this is one of those things where I fucked up, man. I thought when I started VTubing that I was going to be able to hide behind a fucking avatar and not have to make friends. And here the fuck we are. I met Kaya and it was like, what was it, like a few months, it was like 2 months later, and Kaya's like, I'm coming over. And I was like, you're what? Next thing I knew, I had 5 noise complaints in one night. So there's that. I know I care about people. I tried not to. I really did. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be safe from that shit. Yeah, I fucked that up. Oh yeah, Cookie, you didn't know about that? We streamed together one night, and this was before I had the AC in my room. And so it was like 90 degrees in the room, and we were real fucking close. And I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. So I opened my windows, because I don't have AC in my apartment, and neither does anyone else. So in the summer, everyone has their windows open, because when your windows are open, like, it's fine. Like, you don't really need the AC. So when you're streaming, though, I had to close the windows. And so we were playing Heave Ho, and I asked Kaya with the windows open. I asked Kaya if she knew the difference between jelly and jam, and she tried to give me a serious answer. And she goes, "You know, I actually don't know the difference." And I was like, "I can't jelly my fist in your ass." And we laughed so fucking hard that I got 5 noise complaints in the same night. I woke up to the angriest voicemail I have ever heard from my landlord, who goes, "Who the fuck laughs loud enough to piss off your neighbors 3 buildings away?" So good on us for that. That was good. Yeah, there, thank you, Grizz. That is the clip if you want to see where I almost got evicted. Right there is where it was. And I'll do it again. I'll absolutely do it again. And so, again, thank you guys for everything. But I think it is time... Oh, no, I'm not done with my thank yous. I have one last thank you to do. And that is to all of you. It's been very lonely, since the diagnosis, and that's been a lot of it's my fault. Because, I don't want to just sit around and complain. I want to make sure that, like I said, this little corner of the internet, like, the world sucks, man. And I know that. Goddamn, do I know that more than a lot of people. But I want this corner of the internet to be a place that you can forget that for a while. And so I haven't had a lot of good to say since I got diagnosed a lot of times, because it's taken a lot out of me, obviously. And I don't want that. That's not the energy I want to bring. And yet, every single time that I look into my Discord, any night, like any given night, you guys are in there in a group talking to each other, and I can just pop in and say hello, and it's as if nothing is wrong. Like, it's always a good time. You guys are always there to cheer me up. I know that at any moment I can pop into a stream, and you guys will literally be here for me. The stream where I had to cut my hair, was awful. I handled it well on stream, but I was absolutely devastated. But within, usually if you look at your numbers and stuff like that, it usually takes about an hour and a half for, you to really peak. Within 5 to 10 minutes of that stream starting, I was over 100 people without any raids, with you guys just wanting to be there for me, knowing how hard of a time I was gonna have. I will never be able to express how much that kind of stuff means to me.
My friends now, we're having soft tacos later.
Like I said, it's been very, very, very lonely.
We're having soft tacos later.
Because I don't want to bother you guys with
My friends now,
how bad it can be and how bad it has been.
now, we're having soft tacos later. You're my friends now.
But no matter what, I know
You're my
that
friends now. We're having soft tacos later.
I always have you
You're my
guys
friends now.
as
We're
support,
having soft tacos later. You're my friends now. We're having
just hanging out,
soft tacos later. You're my friends now.
in
We're having
streams.
soft tacos later.
God, I hate that fucking noise.
You're my friends
But
now. We're having soft tacos
hanging
later.
out on streams, just being able to allow me to take my mind off of all of this shit when it did hit its worst, and I didn't say anything. I just would pop into stream, or I would pop into my Discord, and I didn't have to think about it for a while. Like, sure, I was in pain, but like, it's like everything else, like, I didn't have to worry about. Like, that week that literally I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to, tell you guys in a week that I wasn't gonna be around in a few more. Like, while I was streaming that week, I didn't have to think about the fact that that may be one of the last few weeks of my life. I didn't have to think about that. Because you guys were there, and just you guys let me have fun, you let me You let me be myself. You let me hang out and not... I didn't have to worry about being looked at like I was some horrible wounded animal. Like, I didn't get treated any differently because of this. It was just my community being my community. And one of the worst things that you can do when someone is sick like this is to treat them differently, to treat them with, like, so much pity and shit like that, because that's not what we want, man. Like, the last thing I want is to be sick, and even more so is I don't want people to treat me like I can't do things on my own when I'm trying my best. Like, if I fucking need help and I have to ask you for help, I don't want to, I promise. But, like, you know, be there to help, but don't constantly be, like, babying people, and you guys never did that for me. And, I mean, there were a few of you I had to fucking slap into place, but, other than that, everything, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better community. The Donathon blew my fucking mind. Once I get, I mean, obviously my insurance company is fucking me over, but once I get that figured out, which my patient advocate is on top of, I will not have to be in medical debt from cancer because of you. Like, literally, you guys have lifted the financial burden of fucking cancer, an entire year of cancer off of me, which is something you guys are gonna kill me for saying this, but it's hard for me to feel like I deserve that. I'm just a little idiot on the internet that plays stupid games and likes to hang out with you guys a few days a week when I can. And I don't feel like I'm anything more special than anybody else. So it's, oh man, you guys are coming in when I'm snotty and crying. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. Before I tell you guys who I am, I just want to give you guys a heads up. The reason that I'm crying and the reason that I'm stuffy is because we are talking about some pretty heavy medical stuff. I am about to make a very big announcement. It is good, I promise. But it is still, it is talking about cancer, so I want to make sure that you have the spoons to deal with that kind of talk right now before you hang around. I don't want that to be a surprise at all. So, first off, how was your stream? Secondly, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Many. I'm a UNT Kobold VTuber, Twitch partner, all around pain in the ass. And we are, like I said, talking about my cancer stuff today. We have gone from start to my big announcement. We are about to do that. I'm saying my big thank yous to everybody because I'm going to ugly cry in a minute. Like really bad, and I know that. I'm holding it back as much as I can right now because I'm like stimming the fuck out of my hands right now. It's crazy. But how was your stream? I am still recovering. Recovery from my surgery is still going to take probably another month and a half. I am still going to do small streams here and there, but I'm not going to be back in full capacity until at least the end of January, February, because fuck, man, surgery is kicking my ass. Meaning a lot to people because you are you. You show kindness and love and entertain people through good and bad times. For you and for them, whether you think you deserve it is irrelevant because the people around you have decided to do exactly. It's very hard for me to like conceptualize that and put that in my face and be like, it's okay. It took a very long time for me to even ask for help because I am always the one that I like to provide for people. I like to be the one to help. I love my community so much because I can point you guys in a direction and you are the most supportive people I have ever seen in my life. You are always so willing to just jump on helping anybody that I tell you, and like any direction that I point you in, and in getting things like messages out of the blue where if there's like a charity stream or someone that needs help, I'll get a message that says, oh, one of yours did XYZ, and it's always something so good. Like, that means the world to me. If my community is supposed to be an extension of myself in some form or fashion, then maybe it didn't turn out so bad, and again, that means a ton to me. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. This is the hill I will die on. I have one of, if not the best communities in, like, I guess the VTuber space. I don't know what I did to cultivate this, but you guys are fantastic in every fucking way. And I will never be able to say thank you enough. I will never, like, thank you doesn't feel like enough. None of the incentives I did for the Donathon are gonna feel like enough for the help that you guys have provided and the constant support that I've had since day one. Good folks who are generally humble deserve a break. The world is a dark place. But when enough folks gather with candles, they become a bonfire that you can see from space. Exactly. And you guys have been that candle for so many people. And having it turn around on me was something I actually never wanted. I never wanted to be in a position where I needed that help. I mean, no one ever does, but I like to be the one to be able to support people. And next year, goddamn the amount of fucking charity shit that we're gonna be doing. You don't even fucking know. I'm going to fucking give this back tenfold. Like, that was fucking gross, man. I just swallowed so much snot. Ah, Jesus! Wait, hold on. Not only do you especially deserve it, people deserve that sort of kindness by default in the social... Yes, I do agree with that. Like, I think that people just, on a base level, like, world is complicated and it doesn't need to be. Like, I hate the, well, I had to suffer, so should you. That mentality is bullshit, and anybody who has it, I will honestly punch in the face. And so that's why I try to help as much as I can. Whenever I hear anybody having issues with the medical system, I am, like, on top of that shit, because I can help. I know the front and the back end of it, and I can do what I try to do, and that's, I'm doing it for myself now, and I'm doing it for a few other people in the background, because the system is stupid, and it is broken, and it needs to be reset. But I can't do that on my own, so I will do my best to help people where I can. So the fact that it came back on me, I shouldn't be surprised, but it's not something I would ever expect, because again, that's kind of narcissistic to expect that shit, but I don't expect that because I don't feel like I am worth that much extra effort, if it makes any sense, without sounding like boohoo. I don't mean it that way. It's just a matter of factly in my head goes, I'm just doing what's right. That shouldn't be special. So it's very hard for me to feel like I deserve anything extra when I don't feel like I'm doing anything extra. I'm just doing what I think is right. Zeta said, Minnie, you shouted me on your Christmas day too. I did. Which caused me to break 50 followers. You're the best around. I love you and your inspiration. And then I fucking took 2 years to follow you. Because I'm a fucking asshole. I love you, Zeta! I said, motherfucker, you're part of the reason why my end stream spiels. So I hope you're having a nice day. I hope your day is going well. I hope whatever you end up doing goes well. Every stream, every video upload, every chance I can when I present myself. Went from I might wanna to I have to, because if I expect someone else to be that beacon, no one... Yes. Exactly. Like I said, I want this corner of the internet to be I don't know, like a safe space. I want it to be somewhere where you know that at the end of the day, no matter how shitty your day has been, maybe if you hang around here, it won't be as bad. I mean, if nothing else, at least I hope I don't make it worse. But I do hope that... Don't do this shit to me. I just do hope that being a part of this community, it does make some parts of your life a little bit better, even if it's just some place to relax and some place to be able to be yourself, that you don't have to worry about anything else. And so with that, I think it is announcement time. So we have gone through... Oh, I shouldn't have picked this fucking music, I'm telling you. I will read word for word what my announcement is. I am not going to look at the chat for a minute because I am not going to be able to get through my announcement if I do. So we have gone through this since the start, which is December, me getting the tumor, March, me getting my diagnosis, my first and second treatments, and then I had on Monday a doctor's appointment. Got some labs drawn, and I was talking to my oncologist about what's next. Up until this point, I've been under the impression that the only option that I had was a year. And again, sorry if I'm missing anything. I'm literally not looking at chat, because I will start to cry early. But I've been asking her what's next, because my main hospital is the worst when it comes to communication. And so, up to this point, I've been under the impression that my only option has been a year of immuno, where the first 3 months I get immunotherapy every 2 weeks, and then after that I get immunotherapy once a month. which sucks because it's kind of scary for me because a lot of those vision changes and things like that were the immunotherapy that did that. A reason that immunotherapy is kind of scary is because essentially what that does to your immune system is it puts a brick on the gas pedal and it takes away the brake, which is really good if you're going in a straight line, but if you're not, and there's at least one curve, it can spiral out of control very, very quickly. So that's what I thought was next. So I talked to my doctor, and she was looking around, and she goes, "Oh, hold on. I think I found something." And she looks in my notes from my main surgeon, and it reads, and I quote, which obviously I'm not going to say my name, but after discussion with the multidisciplinary team, it was noted that many had a 100% response to all previous treatment. There was no tumor left at the time of the removal of the tissue, and we have decided that she no longer needs immunotherapy and she is in complete remission. Which is something I didn't think I was going to be able to say for 2 years.
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later. You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later. You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later. You're my friends now.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later.
So,
We're having soft tacos later.
oh man,
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos
I'm gonna have to turn that shit off.
You're my friends now. We're having soft tacos later. You're my friends now.
Hold on.
Having soft tacos later.
I'm gonna do this so that you guys can hug
You're my
away.
friends now. We're having
Oh,
soft tacos later.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna turn Mix It Up down. After this, I'm gonna turn Mix It Up down. There we go. That way, you guys can hug away and not have to worry about any of that shit. Holy fuck. Don't start a hug. Why is there a... What the fuck? What happened? Wait, what I miss? What happened? Holy fuck! That... Oh, it didn't turn shit down. I forgot. Hold on. Hold on. Jesus fucking Christ. No! Okay, hold on. No! We're not having soft tacos! Now try it. How is it still playing? God damn it! Holy shit, I'm so fucking behind already. I don't even know what started it. God damn it! I've heard the things. You're beautiful, I can come back stronger. I gotta go to sleep. You know, have fun and all that jazz. Also, you think you sound bad, but considering all the shit that went down, you sound great. You know, I'll be if you need anything. Ears are always open. I love you. God damn it. Just making sure she doesn't ever do it. Thank you for the fucking 10,000 bits again. Jesus Christ. I don't even know how that's... I feel like I missed shit. I feel like I missed shit! How did that start a hype train? What did I miss? What am I... Oh. Wait. I don't know what I missed. The fucking thing's not updating! Ah! Try to say thank you. Zeta, thank you for the 300 biddies. Jesus Christ. Monkey, thank you for the 300 biddies. Colossus, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. Ah! Kaylin, what the fuck? Thank you for the 10 subs. Oh, there's... Now I get to give out more, merch. That's good. Yark, thank you for the 300 biddies. Good God. Dreyfus, thank you for the 100. I'm trying to catch up. Okay, are the hugs still working? Good. They are. Nog, thank you for the 300 as well. Metal, what the fuck? Thank you for the 5. Holy shit. But yeah, that... I turned mixed up. Wait, here, we'll do it quietly. We'll do little quiet hugs. We'll do quiet ones. Kayla, thank you for the 300 biddies. I love you. You gotta go to sleep. Go get some sleep. You missed nothing. You announced it. The train is good. The train is running me over. But yes, that was I fucking say it again, I'm gonna start crying again. That was completely unexpected. I cry. Don't worry. I am. We didn't expect that because again, I've been so tolerant of things that oh, I turned it down. It's quiet, but that's okay. Holy shit, Bo Buddy, welcome in, Raiders. Hello. As a heads up, I want to give you guys a huge heads up that we are discussing really big topics tonight. I am crying like a baby bitch right now. We did just go with the big announcement, but I will tell you what that is. I just want to make sure that everybody's taking care of themselves. So if you are not good with cancer talk and things of that nature, this is definitely not the stream for you. I just want to make sure that everybody's taking care of themselves. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Minnie. I'm a Yuanti Kobold VTuber, Twitch partner, all around pain in the ass. And the big announcement that I made is that we just found out that I am in full remission of my cancer. I'm gonna fucking cry again. But I don't have to do a year of immuno. I'm just done, man. I'm fucking done. Killer, thank you for the 595 biddies. That is a call. Wait, what do you mean is a call? But crying, the biggest picture. Oh no, I straight up am. How was affects the research community in the field? I don't know. I am, I don't know. I'm a fucking problem is all I got out of that. But they have a lot of my tissue and I hope that we'll be able to help, anything that it can help, honestly, when it comes to the cancer stuff. Because, Jesus Christ, I don't want anybody to have to go through this and I still feel like I got it easy. So I really, really hope that I can inform treatments down the line. I can make something easier for people because, man, this has sucked absolute shit for the past year. And like I said, I tolerated things well. I can't imagine what this is like for people who don't. And I would love to be able to help this not be as shit. They took their pound of flesh. Oh, they did. They fucking cut that shit out and sucked it out through my throat. It was really disgusting. Ah, Jesus, hold on, I'm missing people. Then 26 months. It's almost 2 years. Giving you some love is I'm proud of you. I'm glad you made it through. I fucking did, man. I fucking did. Rabbit! Thank you for 9 whole months. That's a free sacrifice. Thank you again. Jesus Christ. Fucking hype train's still going. Sorry, and thank you for the 100 biddies. Monkey, thank you for the 100 biddies. I'm super happy to hear your announcement. I lost people with cancer enough times already. I'm gonna head to bed now, but I want to let you know you're amazing again. I love this community so much. Monkey, I love your face. Thank you. Candy! Thank you for the 500 as well. I love your face. Candy was one of the first people to actually, I got to hear in real time, I'm cancer free. And I hope to be able to, Candy, you will in 2 years, when I am finally able to say it officially, you will be one of the first people I tell. Because you shared it with me and you've been keeping me sane through a lot of the stuff. I've been able to talk to you about a lot of the cancer things that, you know, people aren't going to understand. And it means the fucking world to me. A decade from now, some med student's going to ask their professor, why is there a giant appendix in the esophagus called the mini case? Hell yeah, there is. Hell yeah, there fucking is. It's slapping me. Yeah, I know. I love it. I love to see Twitch slapping my insurance. It's official. The Nibbler is the hero type. Her first villain was Jeff the Tumor. We determined Jeff is an SCP too. Jeff is VSCP, so the VTuber SCP. He is VSCP 1108, which is the day that I got him removed. Which honestly was the cutest fucking thing, and it made me cry the day before my thing. It was really cute. So wild ride to meet you. It's been one of the most lovely streams I've ever been on. I'm glad. I am very glad. It's been rough, man. 23 months, Ty! I love your face. Does that say tier 2? What the fuck? Ty, you're wonderful. I love your face, and I can't wait to hang out. Now, there's more to this. I'm so happy for you being in remission. You're a tough bitch. We remissions queen gotta stick together. We fucking do. We fucking do, man. Now the added thing of this. There is a little bit more. Which is that, if you know anything about cancer, which I didn't know that this was a thing, there's like a little ritual when you get done, or when you get to say that you're cancer free or that you're in remission. What the fuck? Very hard to talk right now. Which is ringing the bell. And they asked me after my surgery if I was gonna ring it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait until I'm done. I'm gonna wait until I'm done, right? I don't want to do it until I'm out of immunotherapy, because I don't want to jinx it, honestly. And they asked me if I wanted to ring it the last time that I was there, because that's when I found out. And then my doctor looks at me, and she looks at Gary, because Gary was with me when I found out. Josh was in bed, of course. And she was like, never mind, we'll wait until your whole crew is here. And when she said that, I immediately sent a message to the Denver, to my crew. And I was like, hey, I couldn't have done this without you. Do you guys want to be here with me when I ring the bell? And so we're going to do it in January, where everybody's gonna come out here, and we're gonna get a nice little video of me ringing the bell. It's gonna be with everybody, because again, I couldn't have done it without them. And on top of that, someone else gets to ring the bell that didn't get to before, but I'm gonna let that person say who it is. And I'm very excited, because I want to video you breaking that fucking bell. You goddamn well know I'm going to. I think fucking could turn this up again. What the fuck? Margaret's getting 3 shellfire. Oh my god. Quick, do exclamation mark enter. You can get yourself a mug. It's the shellfire mug, which was, the design was made by Blake. Fuck, I'm out of air. Hold on a minute. I gotta breathe. They will be going away, soon. Wait, why are you... Hold on. Let me fix this. Stop restricting. There we go. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. The cancer merch. There you go. The cancer merch will be going away, when I come back officially. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to remember this. This is not something that is going to become like a huge part of my personality. I hate this. I've hated this whole thing. It's taken away so much from me. And I just kind of want to leave it in the past. Corn Muncher, welcome to the Cult of Biddy. Thank you for the follow. So anything... Yeah, we're deleting this fucking arc. It's gonna be, any of the cancer merch is gonna be limited, because when I come back, it's done. And who won? Who we get? Vori got one. Lethis got one. Look at that! You got one too. You coming here with a raid and you get a fucking mug. Hell yeah! Wait, is that the mug? It is the mug. All you gotta do is click on the redeem thing, log in on your Twitch. It does everything for you. It's really, really nice. You should be getting it in about a week and a half. Then again, I don't know what it is for Christmas. I know that might be a little bit different. But I will also be doing another giveaway, because you guys, again, got a level fucking 7 hype train, and Jesus Christ. It's actually insanely hard to breathe. Hold on. Give me a second. Crying and trying to get oxygen at the same time. No, it doesn't work very well. I'm taking my time, I promise. Congratulations to you guys that won. I will also do one as well, because a level 7 hype train is fucking insane, and I love you guys. But like I said, this was an announcement that I didn't want to just put in text. It didn't... With as much as everybody has supported me through this entire year, and how much, just it means to me that you have been here so much, that felt like a really shitty thing to do, honestly. Like to just be like, oh, whatever, I'll put it on fucking Twitter and call it a day. I just, God, I wish you guys could be here to ring that bell with me. I really do. Because it means so much to me that you guys have been here and supported me with all of this, because holy fuck. It's been a ride, to say the least. And not a great one, if I'm honest. But knowing that I have my community behind me, and knowing that, like, no matter where I turn, I always have people there. It's made this so much easier. I know there's IRL streams and stuff. I don't want to stream at IRL because, again, I am going to be with a lot of VTuber friends. Can we do ring bell emotes with your permission? Hell yeah. Fucking ring it as much as you want to. I will tell you guys when. We won't be streaming because, like I said, I don't want anybody else's face in there. But I will have a video with everything. And I will definitely post it, because I mean it is the end of the chapter. I'm on observation for the next 2 years, which means every month I will go in for a blood test and to flush my port, because will we hear the audio? Hell yeah, you're gonna hear the audio! I don't know. It's not gonna be on a phase, so we'll be able to hear it. If people cheer when the bell is rung, there's so many more voices cheering with you, even if they can't be there in person. Exactly. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be able to breathe. I'm ready to be able to just be done with this and be over it, and it's gonna be a new chapter. There's a lot that's gonna be different, obviously. I have to learn how to eat again. Spidoiko! We'll watch VoD for full rundown, sending love. Spidoiko, I'll tell you, I'm in full remission. That is the big announcement. We are in remission, baby. I don't have to do any more treatment. I mean, I do have to learn to eat again. It's probably gonna take me about 6 months to figure that shit out. I have lost a lot of weight. I am probably going to lose a lot more. But when we hit that year mark of my diagnosis, we're gonna have a fucking celebration, man. It's gonna be a year, and we're gonna be fully done with this shit. I'm gonna be in much better, like, health. I will hopefully have a little bit more of a hold on how to eat and how to get the proper nutrition. I will hopefully by that point not have a J-tube anymore. Thank you. Again, no amount of thank you is going to be enough, and I know that. I can't say thank you enough. You barbecue me tiny burgers. Yeah, I am basically the queen of girl dinner right now. Because everything I eat looks like girl dinner. Because I'm like, fuck, if I'm gonna have 5 bites, I might as well have, like, 1 bite from, like, everything. I'm gonna change my career. I'm just gonna make tiny food, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do from now on. It's just tiny food. The girl dinner wellness check, fuck yeah. The bite of 87. Sorry, I'm adjusting. I've been sitting up for like a month, and my poor ass. I've like actively been flattening my ass. Oh my god, I ate too many sugar grannies. Yeah, literally. Like I post my food because it's like the funniest shit in the world to me. Like it is the funniest goddamn shit. I'm gonna actually drink water on this one because I feel like as much as I'm snotting, I do not need to have any more dairy in my system. And start eating baby food for a bit. Well, no, I'm good with solid food. And again, to get my actual nutrition right now, I am still doing liquid food. I like liquid through my J-tube. I do tube feeding once a day for about 16 hours. Thank us by being many, and I didn't mean that. I didn't mean the streaming. Spiroico, I love you. You mean a shit ton to me, whether you know it or not. Headphone down, but the ass. Yeah, no. For real, it's awful. I jackrabbit, of course you get a hug. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be on tube feeding for probably a few months because I don't want to rush it and I want to figure out how to do it. I want to stretch what little bit of my quote-unquote stomach I have, which is none. But I want to be able, before I start trying to figure out how to eat, I want to be able to actually eat a decent amount. So it's gonna be a while. I am taking it slow. I'm not like other people where, like, apparently people really fucking hate the tube feeding. I don't mind. They gave me a really cute backpack. So there's that. But one of the things that does suck is that I've actually struggled with my weight my entire life. And I'm gonna be losing enough to be like a quote-unquote my healthy weight, like the weight I'm supposed to be at, in like a year. Which is frustrating as fuck, let me tell you. Because it's like, I was doing things like going to the gym like 4 hours a day. I was powerlifting. I was doing all this cool shit and I still struggled. And then all of a sudden in a year, all that weight gets just like taken from me. And it's a good thing. In the long run, I'm gonna be much healthier. Because I am gonna be able to maintain my weight a lot easier if it's lower, with the new no stomach that I have. And it's going to be better for my body in general, but the thing that is going to be really strange is, like I said, I don't want to remember this. Like, I know I have to. It's not like I can trauma block all this shit. But, in a way I don't want to, because again, I got to see what everybody meant to me. Nothing shows you who is real and who isn't quite like getting really sick. Incidental bariatric. Yeah, no, that's what I did. I got, like, was it gastric sleeve, but, like, to the extreme. Tired eyes and tears don't make, oh, Nan. Fucking guy, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you ring that bell and put this here behind you. Like, I know I'll be there in spirit cheering. Like, I always, Nan, I love you so fucking much. I love you a bunch. But no, like, and Day, it's really funny that you say, like, oh, maybe we don't have that takeaway, but, like, we keep joking around about how at some point one of the doctors that I talked to was probably a fae, and I made a fae pack that I was like, man, I will do whatever it takes to lose weight. And they said, bet. Like, what are the odds of me getting, you know, a cancer that is going to just solve this secondary problem for me? I said I would do anything for it, and I did. I walked through hell to do it, but it kind of is weird because, like, I don't want to have to remember it, you know? Like, I don't want to have to be like, man, I went through all this shit. But now, every time I look in the mirror, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it on my face. I'm gonna see it in the fact that my hair is different. I'm always gonna see it around. I had 9 surgeries, since April. And, I have 26 new holes in my body from all of those. My net died. Gonna take this aside. I gotta head to bed. Oh no! Coco Dan, go get some good sleep. Please don't stay up later than you need to. I love your face. You mean a ton to me as well. General cancer is not the healthiest form of weight loss. It is not. It's definitely not. Not remembering is part of the Fae Pact. I would love that, but I don't think I negotiated that in there. What did the Fae want with most of a human esophagus and stomach? I don't know. But I think one of those Fae was a researcher because they have it. I don't even have it anymore. They kept it and they can fucking have it. The fucked up and funny parts will still be there for us to laugh about. Exactly. I was supposed to be in isolation for a month after all of this. And it was mixed signals since like day one of me waking up. They had me coughing almost immediately, which was something they told me I couldn't do. I still can't laugh, which is why I haven't played Lethal Company yet. I really, really want to, and that's probably the first thing I'm gonna play when I get back. But like, I've almost like fucking sent myself straight to hell with a handful of TikToks, and some conversations in voice chat with people. The first time that I almost died was with Lilith in the plus chat. I knew it was a bad idea. I didn't fucking care. I didn't fucking care. I went in there anyway knowing that it was gonna be a problem. I was so fucking sore the next day, but it was worth it because again, I don't do well with isolation. I am very much an ambivert in the fact that like I need certain people to recharge that battery for me. And have I seen the Goofballs video? Yes. I was literally I got to see it before everybody else did because I was sitting behind Gary while he was making it. So I actually got to see it before the Goofballs did. Ha ha ha. I can't laugh. No, I can't laugh. It hurts a lot. I was at Faye's stream the other day. We were playing Mortuary Assistant, and we started laughing, and I ended up having to turn up my oxygen because, like, I almost fell into a coughing fit, but I didn't. I was really proud of myself. Laughing has a cost, and it's too high. Right now, it is. It is incredibly high. My voice is fucked right now, if you can't tell. That's also in part because my vocal cords right now are very restricted because, again, I'm having an issue breathing because my nose is stuffy because I keep crying like a baby. And, it's Gary, what the fuck, go to sleep! Oh, I'm about to honk shoe, but I also want to pop in and say hello. I don't have to tell Gary what the announcement is, he was there. Go the fuck to sleep, I love you. Oxygen upgrade when? I'm trying my best. 28 months? How long have you lived here? May. June, July, August, September, October, November. You've almost been here 8 months. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. And then you decided to leave me again for an entire fucking week. Like, what the hell? I get all this good news and you're like, that's nice, bye, fuck you! And then you left. It's very sad. It was actually the same day. We found out that I was in full remission. Then Gary's like, neat, I'm leaving. It's kind of funny. Gary, like I said, Gary, I talked about you a little bit. You're probably not going to watch the VoD because you already know. But, yeah, if you want to give Gary the round of applause while he's here. Again, him and Josh have been the real MVPs of this whole thing. Like I said, Gary fucking leaves. And the first thing I do is I sleep through my alarms. So, just a little dude, whatever. You're my fucking chauffeur. I hate being a passenger princess, but still am. And it's thanks to you that I get to sit here and tell everybody that I'm in remission fully. And I don't have to do any more treatment. I'm done. Now go the fuck to bed! It's like 2 in the... Dear God! Why are you so creepy? It's like 2 in the morning. Sorry, I just turned around and fucking Josh is standing there. Can I help you? Are you gonna take a nap or did you just wake up? Oh, it is med time. Do you want to bring those? Well, I'll end at 10. How's that sound? Okay. Sorry, he's making sure that I knew that like I had to do my meds in 10 minutes. So we will end this in 10 minutes. we will pop out to someone. You gotta go to sleep. You better. It's my 2 MVPs making sure that I got to this point. And love you guys a bunch. Go get some sleep. I will see you in a little bit. I also have to get a bunch of information from you tomorrow for stuff. So, if you're busy, don't be, because I'm more important. I love you, good night. Thanks for popping in and always being here for me. Yeah, the 3 hours is a very short stream for me. I'm gonna probably ugly cry again after this. Mr. Gussels. We got a lot of good names tonight. Welcome to the Cult of Pity. Thank you for the follow. You're so happy for you could go nap. Strand, go have a good nap. You too also. Thank you for everything. Because you've been super active in the server as well. And always making sure that I smile every time.
Bones.
Ugly cry all you want. Ugly love. I ugly love you! Okay, yes. I was gonna do... For the raid message, I was gonna do something like, And then called, this one probably. I was probably gonna do something like this. Because, I don't know. That was like the whole thing. We're here on a remission. Oh my god, Grizz, that's a good one too. Fuck! Fuck you, Grizz, man! How are you always on top of that shit? God damn it! No, we're doing Grizzes. We're doing Grizzes. We're here on a remission. I like that one. Make it all caps. Put some emotes on that shit. God damn it! Fuck you, Grizz. This is why you have a diamond. Someone get that man a sub. Jesus. What the fuck, Grizz? Yeah, that one. Perfect. We're here on a remission. That's fucking... How do you do that? It's insane. Being a part of this community... Oh god, no. God, don't do hiccups. Please don't do hiccups. Being a part of this community has been a blessing. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here. Dix, I love you!
Let's go!
Ah! Dix, thank you. Thank you for the gift sub. Oh man, who we right now to? Thank you guys so much. Not a fish, it doesn't work! Ow! It doesn't work for me. We tried it the other day. Gary was like, remember, you're not a fish. Say it. And I was like, I'm not a fish. And then I hiccuped and almost fell off the couch. It's fucking awful. Holy shit. Ah! Vex! 18 months to your fucking 3. Jesus Christ. We are here on remission. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's Dixie and Dix. There's 2 of you guys. Fuck. Ah, thank you for the 10 pennies. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Let me go see. Who's on? Who's on? Oh, man. I gotta look. Hi, TOS. Welcome in. Giving Nora shitter. Oh, shit. Is Nora in here? Nora. I thought he was streaming. I'm gonna give Nora shit. I have Nora shit. Where is he? You bitch! You is there! Hell yeah. Let's go. Good, he's not drawing titties. I was gonna punch him in the mouth if he was. Nora's streaming. Good. We are going to do this raid. And this free titty pat. Nor weebies. Nor weebies! Where's my Nor weebies? I spell this shit right. Norweeb. There we go. Okay, perfect. Alright. Before we fucking go. Lives are better with this community is better with you. No! No! I refuse to admit that my community is anything because me, it's all of you guys. Like legitimately. I didn't... I mean, obviously this year's been hell. I cannot wait for next year. Everything that I wanted to do this year, and so much more I'm gonna do next year. I owe it to you, if nothing else. I will be doing streams. I will be doing about 2 streams a week. They'll be really, really chill because I can't breathe yet. But when I'm back, I'm gonna fucking come back like crazy. I'm gonna have the welcome back stream. I'm switching up almost everything. It's gonna be pretty much a brand new channel, and not really brand new channel. It's still gonna be me, all my stupid normal shit. But it's going to be efficient. It's going to be more interactive. It's gonna be so fucking much. And I can't wait. Yeah, turbo boosted. Yeah, essentially turbo boosted is what it's gonna be. Let me start this raid. Thank you again for everything. Give Nora some love. Nora's been there for me. He's part of that local crew. He's gonna be there when I ring that bell. I will see you guys. Oh, when's the next time? What's today? I might stream tomorrow. It depends on how I feel. But now that we can actually do art and I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the wrong layer, showing a titty and losing my channel, I may actually do some model work and show you guys some of the stuff behind the scenes. I want to hang out with you guys more. I hate that I can't. So let's go give Nora some love. Again, there's our raid message. Thank you for everything. I beat fucking cancer. Thank you. Let's go give him some love so that I can get my meds and I can start my tube feeding and don't fucking die now, god damn it! complimenting me. Fantastic. We're all excited for you, Sarah, and I love your faith. Good night, everybody. Twitch is angry. Good night.